Jiggy Diggins. Diggy Jiggins. No relation.
Cliff Pendershot. Roger Cleanerman. Seth Scanoble. Christopher Jumble.
Come on. Already? You're ruining my set. Didn't even let me get the fucking setup off.
All right, let's go. Let's get it.
I thought about donating to a sperm bank for some extra cash. And then just kind of like, that alone, pause.
I just never had a friend try a bit like that on me before, and I couldn't control myself. I want that clip so bad. I want that clip of you telling the sperm bank joke so bad.
Hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we got a different kind of episode. So it is 2024, and we've had a lot of guests in 2023, and I'm thankful for everyone that has come on. But in 2024, we're going to do things a little different here. I want to start doing a special episode. If you saw the Christmas special, something like that, where, we just hang out a little bit and, we just shoot the shit. So with me today, I wanted to bring a special guest on to start this series off. He might be a recurring guest on these episodes, but today I have one of my first friends, one of my best friends. You may recognize him from episode 2. You may recognize him from the first On Mars pod live at the AZ Culture Cup. Everybody welcome Marcus Reardon. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Let's go ahead and cheers this unbelievable beverage we've got going on. And thank you for having me again.
Today, we are sipping on something inspired by the boy, Aubrey Graham, Drake.
Yep. Shout out to Drake. We've got his book right here. It never leaves this desk right here. There's a lot of good life advice in this particular book, and I think we're going to get into it just a little bit later.
Thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome.
So Aubrey Graham, that goes by Drake, he was on an episode of a podcast recently over the last year, and he had this drink. It is passion fruit juice and tequila. And let me tell you, this right here is potent.
This is good stuff right here.
Very good.
Shout out to Terramana Tequila. Shout out to The Rock. At this point, I feel very close to The Rock with the amount of Terramana Tequila I've drank in my time. So
shout out The Rock. Shout out Drake. So going into Marcus a little bit, if you didn't catch episode 2, if you didn't catch the AZ Culture Cup, Marcus is a multifaceted dude. So he is the frontman in Phoenix rock band, This Modern.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked them out, go listen to them on Apple Music, on Spotify, anywhere you listen to music. And he's also a representative for the company Sauce out here, killing the game. Yep. They are a cannabis concentrate company. So they're doing a lot of big things out here from California. So
trying to. Shit is hard as fuck sometimes, but trying my very best.
No, you're killing it, dude. You've
Thanks,
been there
man.
for a little over a year now, right?
Yep.
So
Yep. We just launched Jars today, 14 new stores. Shout out to Jars, and yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, Jars is a multi-state operating company.
Yeah.
That's a national brand. So that's a very big deal for anyone that's not in the cannabis industry. It's a very big deal.
It's a very big deal.
So shout out to Dallin Oaks.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Dallin Oaks, for real. He's in Tulum right now.
Oh, is he?
Yep,
Nice. Very good.
yep. He's at a party out in Tulum. He's having the time of his life. At least I hope he is. Shout out to Dallin Oaks.
So we did talk about it is the new year. It's 2024.
Yep.
So Marcus, I want to ask you, do you have any resolutions this year?
I have a few, yeah, for sure. Musically, I want to release a lot more content. Content's the name of the game. Trying to get the fantasy football podcast off the ground in 2024. And we were just talking a little bit off cam. I'm trying to stop vaping nicotine. I'll still smoke weed for sure. I think I will forever smoke weed.
Yeah.
For as long as I live, more than likely. But the nicotine, man, it's just, it's too easy. Constantly got the Elf bar or whatever it is in hand, and it's just too much on my poor little lungs. I actually have asthma, so I shouldn't be smoking shit anyways, but the weed on top of the nicotine has taken its toll on me. Yeah. And I'm 31 now, and it's like slowly but surely things start creeping their head into my life. Aches, pains, this, that. But right now, the number one thing is my lungs. I woke up a couple days ago, couldn't breathe to save my life, had to hit my inhaler 6 times for it to work. I had a come into Jesus moment, and I was like, no. I've only been doing it for what? I don't know, year, 2 years probably, I would say. In total, I've been like smoking nicotine on the regular, vaping nicotine at least. And it's about time.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good one.
It's not good. It's not healthy for you.
Agreed.
I read a sign that said one like Elf bar, whatever, is equivalent to 25,000 cigarettes.
That being said, you're not getting any of the carcinogens from 25,000 cigarettes, but that amount of nicotine on a daily basis
it's too much.
Is a lot. And also the other whatever's in the juice.
For sure.
You know
that's
what I mean?
really
like,
what it is.
What it is.
The nicotine itself is not what I'm concerned about, because it does. It energizes me. It gives me a little amount of focus, especially like on road trips and shit. I'm driving all the time, but I just feel like it's like the juices and stuff, like you were saying. Yeah. It's the vapor inside of my lungs that makes it feel like it's coated in Elmer's glue.
Yeah, almost getting crystallized.
Yeah,
or something
it's
like
bad.
That.
It's super bad. So anyways, that's my New Year's resolution. I've been pretty good this year so far, but Sauce is actually launching a nicotine brand called Bliss.
No way.
Yeah, it's just nicotine. It's going to just like convenience stores, gas stations, smoke shops, that sort of shit. And it's going to be hard because I'm going to be involved in that. And so it's going to be hard as shit not to be smoking on those. So I got to stay strong. It's going to be extra hard for me, but
damn,
we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes.
They'd be like, here, test this product.
What I will say is that a lot of people tell me like, oh shit, dude, like, I'm irritable as shit when I try to quit nicotine, or I'm itchy, or I'm anxious, or I'm, whatever it is. I got a headache. I can't sleep, whatever it is. I haven't experienced anything like that. It's just the constant urge to like want to smoke something. It's the act of smoking something more so than like what it is that I'm smoking.
Yeah, it's interesting because you were never a cigarette smoker.
No,
and that was
never.
Like, so the only thing that you would smoke would be weed. So it's like, that's still the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like it was almost like at a certain point, I remember when, the early days when we were just everyone at the crib, like there was 4 or 5 dudes always in the house at any given time. Like,
and everyone had a ton of weed on them.
Yeah. So it's just, we didn't stop smoking. Like there would be a point, like I remember where we would get like as high as we could, but we would continue to smoke just for sake of smoking.
Yeah, it's just for the sake of smoking. It's just for like the ritual of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like, especially if you're with friends or whatever, it's like, I can't get any higher.
Yeah.
I don't get any higher. Like you get to that point where it's like, this is as high as I get. And it's like, what are we actually doing? There were times where like weed would get me out of bed. I'd be like, shit, I don't want to wake up, but I could go smoke a bowl right out in the living room. And it's like, that'll get your ass up quick as shit. But no, I don't smoke a lot of weed. To this day, I smoke weed. I smoke my company sauce for sure. And an occasional joint if it's being passed to me, but I don't sit there and load bowls and shit like that like I used to. In fact, I don't even have a bong or a dab rig at the house, but I still get so much shit handed to me. So I like got shit racking up at my house that I'll never smoke.
Being in the cannabis industry, that's just gonna happen. Always. Yeah. Too. I remember that even from dispensary days. That's how it was. But
yeah. You never have to buy weed if you really don't want to. If you're working in the industry. In fact, if you work in the industry and you're buying a lot of weed, you got to reevaluate that shit immediately.
Yeah,
you don't need to be doing this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, someone's getting over on you if you're working in the industry. And
do you got any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, man. It's mainly mental and physical kind of stuff. So like the one thing is taking things a little bit like less personally. That's one of my resolutions.
Yeah. And
kind of like being able to draw lines a little bit more definitively. And
Go into that.
So I mean, I'm a nice person.
Sure.
Overall.
Yeah.
But
that's why we've been friends for a million years.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you, man. This is amazing. So I tend to be nice to people even when maybe I shouldn't be. and it got me into some pretty crazy situations in this past year. As you know, I
Yeah.
don't have to go into detail.
You could.
For legal reasons, I shouldn't go into detail. So we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that for now. There's going to be an episode. There's going to be a whole episode one day. We'll talk all about it. And
once the smoke has cleared, maybe I'll bleep all the shit that we can. Yeah, exactly.
I got a beep. That'll work. Beep.
Yeah,
with a beep. Yeah, because if it's beep, then beep.
Don't say any names. Don't say any dollar amounts. Don't say, no legal terms. Just all the other stuff. That was
perfect. Hell yeah.
Like an old rap song.
Yep. That's too good.
But yeah, so that was one of the main like mental ones that I wanted to work on.
For sure.
Cool. I want to make sure I got that going. So yeah, for business and personal reasons, because like even with like women, you know, that's one of those things where it's just I'm easy to fall and easy to get hurt at the same time, and it's kind of always been a common denominator for me. But I'm trying to work on that, for sure, and be a little bit more like, I guess, definitive with my line drawing early on, especially.
And I seen you with the 1,200 active calorie workout.
Yeah, dude.
Yesterday?
On accident.
Was it
It was yesterday, dude. I went skated by myself and zoned in, dude. I just didn't stop.
I love that.
I was like popping tricks better than I ever had in a long time. I had like a fresh pair of shoes that were like that were cheap. So like I wanted to skate them. They're Americas.
Yeah.
Steve-O edition of Americas.
Nice.
But they were brand new. So I had like the most like grip and board feel and stuff like that. And I was just in pocket, dude. I was doing lines and like heel flip, front side nose slide.
Doing
like
lines. What does that mean?
Oh.
What does doing lines mean?
So a line in extreme sports is a succession of tricks.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So you were doing a succession of tricks.
Yeah, I was doing a succession of tricks.
Fantastic. Nice.
Doing lines at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
But so heel flip, front side nose slide, and for anyone that skates, it's such a like those are such like dope easy tricks, but like when you put them together in a line, I was just knocking them back and forth. So, but yeah, I was just like I forgot that I had my watch running or whatever while I was skating because I had a long sleeve on, so it was covering my watch. And then after the thing, I'm like, holy shit, I've been skating for 2 hours, or an hour and 20 minutes rather. And then it was just like 1,300 or whatever calories. I was like, dude,
damn, son,
crazy.
Yeah. Same but different. I was at Disneyland recently, and it was just like calculating my steps. I'm not even thinking about it, you know. And it was just like, dude, you walked 10 miles today and fucking like 22,000 steps or whatever. I'm just like, let's go.
How long were you guys out in the park, like doing stuff?
I mean, pretty much the whole day. We take like a little break in the middle to go like take a nap and shit. Cause you gotta do that. Yeah. Any Disney person knows you gotta take a nap right in the middle of the day. But yeah, dude, you just walk. You end up going on this massive hike and like you're not even thinking about it. Yeah. But yeah, same but different. I was gonna say, yeah, you know, blocked it out, didn't know, lost track of time.
Yeah, dude.
It is what it is.
Hey, man, I think that was like a better way rather than me like constantly monitoring it or like being conscious of like the time, you know, like it was just I just went.
It's so funny. Can we talk about these for a second?
Yeah.
These things on our wrist, right? Yes. And we used to share data.
Fitness, yeah.
Like when I did a workout, you'd get a thing. Like Marcus just did a workout, same thing, and it was with Chase at the good too.
Yep.
And then was there someone else, or was it just us three?
I think.
Oh, Andres too.
Was on it. And then I also had I had a couple other people, but yeah, those were the guys. We were all together. I think
100%. And it's so funny how much power this has over like my workouts and how I even think about fitness. And I feel like there's good and there's bad. To where like, just like what you said, I don't want to be checking it every 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm at the gym. I won't say I don't love working out because I love what it does for me ultimately, especially mentally.
Right.
But I'm not the person who could just like be at the gym for 3 hours. Like it's not my sanctuary. You know what I mean? I have other sanctuaries like the studio. And
3 hours is a long time.
Right. And Nicole, for example, she's at the gym 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but she works out 3 hours or 2.5 hours every like 5 days a week.
During her shift?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
Like
yeah.
in between,
I mean,
like she like schedules it so like she's got clients between this time from until 12, and then from 12 to 3 she like eats her lunch that she meal preps, and then literally it's like workout for the rest of the time until 3, and then you got a client or whatever.
that's what's up.
Yeah, but I could never do that. That's what I'm saying. There are some days where I'm feeling good and I'm there like longer than I would be, but I'm so like 30 minutes, 300 active calories, and that's like my goal. And I need to stop that shit. I need to stop being so like, how many minutes has it been? How many minutes has it been? How many calories have I burned? You
Goes
know what
by
I mean?
so much slower, and
100%.
you
You're
don't
just
get as
watching
big,
the clock.
Yeah.
But at the same exact time, on the opposite side, it's so good at reminding me to fucking work out.
Yeah.
Like it's so good at being like, hey,
You're so close.
right, you're
Yeah.
so close. You could still hit your goal today.
Yeah. It'll be like, you got to take a 10-minute brisk walk.
Yep. But then
yeah.
like when you look at the calendar, like we've done months where it's like I'm doing the 30-day or whatever, the full month, and you look at the picture of the rings getting closed and you're like,
dude,
it's
crack.
It is so good.
Yeah, I love it.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that's what I want to talk about, these things, good and bad, because they remind you and shit, but then you start living and dying by it.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather do a cardio workout than a weights workout, because this tells me it burns more calories or whatever. So I'm so like calorie focused.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's always good. That's not always the goal. You got to lift, you got to do this, you got to do all sorts of shit. But
yeah, I think this is also on like the positive note. It's one of those things that because you're running the time, you know how long you've been working out,
100%.
versus like tapping out too early or like just kind of losing track of time completely.
Right.
You know, it's almost like you can say like, I'm going to do these workouts. I'm going to do it for this amount of time. And you know, like that type of shit. And I think that's what this is good for, because you can like kind of make sure that, and I love the categorizing, because I've been going, I recently restarted my again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I've been going to the gym like every, like
That's
5 days.
just up the road. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna cut that out.
Yeah. You don't know where we are.
Yeah, fuck you. So yeah, that was the other resolution was like the physical and just kind of just getting back in shape and being conscious with like food and stuff like that,
100%.
and just being a lot more health conscious.
Here's my sauce bar. This is not nicotine that I'm about to hit. Let everybody know.
Yes. So like I love this because I'll go there and I'll do the strength training, and then every workout I do like a run after. So I at least do 1 mile
for sure
of like a jog / run, and then I'll always do like the mile is like the warm up, and then I'll do like 1 to 2 more miles on top of that first one, just to like, it's like a 30 or 40 minute thing.
Have you ever fucked with the elliptical?
When I was younger, but not as like, not when I go to the gym. I did the stair machine for the first time just because I was doing legs.
It's nice, right?
It was
and that's the thing. There's a stigma about the stair machine that it's just for girls trying to get big butts.
No, and it's part of your legs.
It's part of your legs. Workout for everybody. I see some guys at the gym for real about to get on the Stairmaster and do a quick check to the right and left. Boys, guys, men, hear me.
PSA.
Hit the Stairmaster. I'm like the guy to get fitness advice. But hit the Stairmaster. It's not just for the ladies. I see you at the gym looking right, looking left, trying to see if anyone's looking. No one's going to judge you for hitting the Stairmaster. It's a fantastic workout. Yes. It's just like doing the bleachers at like a stadium. For sure. Everyone feels badass when they're doing bleachers at like a high school football field locally. But everyone feels weird about the Stairmaster. Get on the Stairmaster and have a blast.
It's basically an endless bleachers. That's basically what it is.
For sure.
And you can change the speed. So you basically be running up that bitch. You have to live. And these steps are this big. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get a good ass, like, and what I did was I basically did that as like my cool off leg workout. So I did all the like classic leg stuff. And then going into that at the end, when your legs are already like worked like that, that's like that. Like I still like I went on Thursday and like I felt it this morning still, because that was the first major leg day
100%
of the year.
Right.
And like in
when did you get the membership?
Like 2 weeks before the new year. So I went. I didn't necessarily do like a lot of heavy stuff.
But were you going?
Yeah,
that leads right into my life hack.
Dude, fuck yeah, I was going. Yeah, I was going like maybe 3 times a week at the time, but then now I'm 5 days a week.
That's perfect timing. Because let me tell you this. I was thinking about it the other day on a road trip for no reason, dude. The ultimate life hack for anyone trying to get into the gym at the new year, right? My number one advice is don't wait until January 1st to do it. And here's why. In the time that you were going to the gym in those 2 weeks, right before the new year, you got familiar with like the person at the front desk, right?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, they've checked you in, they've seen you, that your account's updated. You got familiar with the people who go at the same exact time, right? And that, even more importantly, they got familiar with you.
That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've got a little rhythm going. Because the number one thing about New Year's Day at the gym is that it's crowded with people who aren't going to be there 2 weeks from now. If you just start going to the gym a week or two, I say minimum 5 days
before the new year.
Right.
So right now, this only applies for 2025.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're too late if you didn't already do this, but for next year, keep this in mind.
Yeah.
You go to the gym even 5 times before the new year, right? In those 2 weeks, you're acclimated to the spot. They're acclimated to you, so that when you show up on the gym on the first day, New Year's Day, you're on the winning side already, right? Because it's always like, oh, this person's not here, you know. The person at the front
you're already
desk,
a regular.
Exactly. They're familiar with you to where, you know, you could even give someone a nod like, man, fucking can't wait for a couple weeks from now to get these folks out of here. Like the person at the gym who's stressed out because there's a million people there, you could be like, can't wait till these folks get out of here. You know what I mean? You're on the right side of history at that point in time, and you've already won. You're on the team of people who go to the gym.
Right.
You're not on the team of people who just showed up today. And that's hard for people who are showing up day one at the gym. Like, I commend it, but it's hard. And the looks and the this, like, it's hard to develop a strategy. So you want to be on the winning side of that. Starting. You don't want to go to the gym on January 1st feeling like, oh, fuck, I'm just like taking up space at this machine that I don't know how to use. You're on the team of people who have been there. They understand it. So that's my life hack. Anyone looking to get a good gym regimen, you just got to start like at least 5 days before the new year, because then you can be on the right side of history.
And that's if you're trying to do the New Year's resolution thing.
Yep.
And this is like still... If you want to start going to the gym, go to the fucking gym.
Go to the fucking gym.
Go to the fucking gym. You just got to show up
100%.
and make yourself some sort of regiment. What I do is I use an app called Jeffit, and you can basically set up every day of the week and add this massive library of workouts, and it's all filtered, and you can do like focus group muscles that you want to work on, and what kind of like if you want to use body weight, dumbbell, kettlebell, like rack or whatever, all this stuff, it actually has those filters built in, so you can just go shoulders with dumbbells, and like that can be your filter, and it'll give you.
Is there like a body weight option?
Yeah, body weight is one of the options. So it's like you can literally do body weight, and then every one of the groups that you want to work, and it has everything worked out, like chest, tricep, bicep, upper leg, lower leg, like all that stuff. It's crazy, dude.
I'm with it. Jeffit,
yes. And so basically I use that. So when I go to the gym, and it has you log your sets. So you log the weight and the reps. So like you log the entire set, and then it keeps track of all of that information, and, you know, syncs it over to your health app.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like all that.
Dude, it's crazy, because then what it does is, this is the first week I started using it again, because I was... Back in the days when we would go to the gym like pretty often, I kept on that regiment, like kind of on my own tip, and like stayed pretty healthy when I was living with Ricky and Marjorie. And it was a point in time where like I was like playing basketball, 800 calorie type workouts. I was going crazy.
I think our watches were synced around that time, to where it was always like Harry's logging to this, that, and the other. Yeah.
So I was on it pretty heavy, and I was using that app at the time, and I was using it when we were at the Good, when we were doing all that the competition stuff.
Yep.
But I recently started using it again just to like get myself back on track, and it's crazy how much more analytical it feels now versus going to the gym and then just like doing whatever. You lose count, you forget what set you're on. You know what I'm saying?
And if there's nothing to hold you accountable, like logging your reps, for example, you might, aim to do 12 reps and you get to 11 and say,
and then just say fuck it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And 100%.
Even like a check and a balance like that, to be like, oh, I'm going to skip this last set of this, or I'm going to skip the last rep of this. If you're having to literally consciously track it and log it, it's a massive solution.
It's a mental thing, 100%, dude, because I've been in that situation where because what I like to do is with the weights, I'll like to put like a little lower than what my max would be. So then every rep, I'm increasing the weight.
That's excellent.
So I
right.
So I do that as like part of like a minimum to maximum type of deal.
Hell yeah.
And then by the last set, I'm on my max weight.
Hell yeah.
So then I'll do that, and then there's been times where I've been at my max weight and I have to bring the weight down slightly, even if it's by 5 pounds or whatever, just to get that last rep.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's the one thing about it.
It's like,
is
make sure you get your reps. Don't worry about if you can't do that weight. Just bring it down 1 or 2 plates and get the reps.
That's one thing that I don't have. See, that's where the app would benefit me. And this is like, hey, we are not sponsored by this app, by the way.
No, I just love it. If you'd like to sponsor, please hit me up.
No free promos, but shout out to Jeffit. But no, yeah. See, that's where I would struggle, because, yeah, there are times where it's just like, I would love to be able to do another set, but I'm tired and I'm trying to hit the sauna. So let's go ahead and cut it right here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. At the gym, are you like a talker in terms of like people around you and shit?
Headphones, dude. 100%.
Man, people who are talkers at the gym confuse the fucking life out of me.
Dude, no one is at the gym that I go to. No one is
at the gym that I go to. You would think that everyone grew up together since the 3rd grade.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. And then like me as a non-talker, I stick out because I'm not trying to communicate with everybody at all times. So I almost feel like people at the gym see me as like that asshole, because I specifically don't want to talk. I'll go into a sauna with 3-4 other dudes and they're all like deep into conversation, and I'm just like not. And it's almost like the one guy in the room who's just like not trying to talk to anyone. Like, is he too better than me? You know what I mean? Like,
dude.
And so
you got to get some AirPods.
I do.
Do you use?
Oh, I got the pods.
Do you go in the sauna with them?
Of course.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, then they can't say shit.
The sauna is my sanctuary. It's where I literally can just be with my thoughts and my podcast, and I can take a little edible or something. You know what I mean? And be in there and just like feel, and allow myself to like feel how hot it is and how shitty it is, and like fight through it or whatever. Like, but it's always super, I don't know. There's something very therapeutic about the sauna, and I'm not trying to talk to you, you, or you. I don't give a fuck. But then I go with Klug, and Klug's just like wants to talk to everybody. Yeah. I'm like, can you please not? Do we need to stop at 30 or no?
No. We're running on these.
All right,
these are all good.
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew Klug's camera.
Yeah, no, he refuses to do the hack.
Yeah,
I mean it's like a hack, but it's just really just adding software onto the. It's not a fucking real. It's not like you're whatever. He's not even gonna sell his camera, so what does it fucking matter?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What does it matter?
Doesn't
keep it. Get some more hard drive. But when I go into the sauna with Klug, he is always trying to talk to somebody.
I mean, that's just his personality. But still, it's just like, Klug, I'm not that guy. So for these, these hour that we are at the gym, just, let's just.
For sure.
Let's just talk to ourselves.
Recently, okay, so he gave me and Nicole COVID really bad. Like,
when was that?
September.
Oh, shit.
So it was a long time ago.
Without knowing it, or did he have COVID?
He was like, I'm not feeling good. He came over, watched football games, whatever. And then like the next day I tested positive, and then the next day Nicole tested positive. But
he tested positive too?
Yeah, he had tested positive like the next day, and then his brother got in. It was a whole thing.
In September. Damn.
Yeah, back in September. But when we were at about a week, we were like, dude, we got to go sweat this shit out. Right. And we're like, CDC says fucking 4 days, 5 days, whatever they say. We're like, we're past that. Let's just go sauna it out, sweat the shit out. So we went and we sat in the sauna, and there's one guy in there with us. And it's someone I see at the gym almost daily. And
do you know him on like a rapport level or anything?
No, not at all.
But he's in the sauna already before you guys get in there.
Yep. And so we sit down, and Klug starts talking about tattoos.
Oh, geez.
Right?
He's got 1,000.
And the thing about Klug is like, if it's me and you, right? I'm Klug, you're Marcus, and we're in the sauna, we're talking like this. There's a guy right over there. Klug will say something and just kind of glance over to see if like, was that heard? You know, Klug just like wants to be heard. And this is no shade at fucking Klug. All right.
Klug's our boy.
Yeah. But he'll do this thing where he like
his personality.
He kind of wants to
include, and it's because he likes to include
he's
people.
An inclusive
he's
man.
A community man, so he likes people. He likes interacting with people. He likes talking to people, and that's just, even if they're strangers, he'll make friends.
Right, and that's like a very special characteristic of Klug.
So this is all positive, but still like, in the moment, it's just like, Klug, come on.
He's like,
dial it back.
I'm going to get a Gandalf tattoo, and he did. He got it right on the back of his thigh. It's a Gandalf tattoo portrait. It was done beautifully. Let me clarify. It's a beautiful tattoo. But it was like a couple days before he was going to get it. And he says, I'm going to get Gandalf right here. The guy in the sauna. Did you say Gandalf? No, I'm like, oh no, here we go.
And you're podless.
Yeah, now I'm balls deep in a conversation about Gandalf and shit with a stranger. That's what I'm saying. Like, what I don't.
You're not a fantasy guy. We're not.
No,
fantasy guys.
We're not sci-fi guys.
We're not sci-fi
Cheers to
guys.
that. We've been saying that for years. Not a sci-fi guy.
Not sci-fi guys, dude.
You said this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I knew it, dude. These On Mars Pod coasters, which will be available for sale very, very soon.
Pick one of these up.
But yeah, they're sticking with these, so we're gonna find a way to make it less sticky before we release them. We're doing prototypes right now, so
that's all you can do. But yeah, it's always an adventure going to the gym with Klug because you're gonna end up in a conversation with someone, and it's someone that I've seen 500,000 times. And I've never talked to them, and then all of a sudden we're talking about Gandalf in the sauna. They're like, no.
That is so funny, man. Especially like when you have nothing to add to the conversation.
Nothing.
That's the worst part about it.
I'll be like, yeah. Yep. So yeah, it was just like a funny little moment. Shout out to Klug, love the guy.
But yeah, I kind of like appreciate that the people that at the gym that I go to that I see regularly, all of them got headphones in. They're zoned in
their own
they're
little
getting
world.
there. They get their stuff and then they get out. That's how I am.
You're a purely music guy when you work out, or are you a podcast guy when you work out?
I'm a music guy for sure, dude. I've been listening to, this is kind of, it's not embarrassing because it's part of my life.
Yeah.
Dude. I've been listening to fucking Switchfoot Meant to Live radio.
Let's go.
Dude, so it's got hit after hit, dude.
That's the best shit.
Fucking Jared Leto's band, 30 Seconds to Mars is on that. Fall Out Boy,
Fire,
Switchfoot,
Fire,
Creed.
You're speaking my language.
Dude, and there is some crazy bangers on there. Blink 182.
Love it.
9 in the Afternoon, Panic at the Disco.
All off of Meant to Live radio.
Meant to Live radio on Spotify.
Well, that's
an
unbelievable song.
Dude, it's a great song. I love that song. That's like one of my favorite songs back in the day. It was on like one 100%. Of those Now CDs.
Oh yeah.
I used to have all the Nows.
Me too.
So I remember it was on like one of those early teen Nows, and I loved that song so much. But yeah, dude. So I listened to that.
I wish I remembered like the specific numbers. I wish I could be like I had Now.
I had from 16 was my first one I got in 2004.
What was on it?
It was My Band was number 1.
Oh shit.
Hey Ya was number 2 for sure. And then there was
Where's the Love on it?
No. That was, I want to say that was Laid. I have to check. I think it might have been before. I think it might have been Now 15 that Where's the Love is on.
I was going to say, because that's the one that I remember the most, and I had a ton of them.
14 had Sugar Sugar Baby Bash. So it's just like if Sugar Sugar was before, or it might have been in between Sugar Sugar and My Band. You know, that era, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, freaking hits. Someone just needs to do that. Nowadays, it's like Spotify, Release Radar, the Spotify playlist. Someone needs to do the Now. Does Now still do Now?
They might. I mean, it's probably on like 70 now at this point, but there's no...
I'm actually curious. Can we pull that up?
Pull it up. So this is something new for the pod. We have a TV in front of us with the computer right here, so I can actually...
We can look shit up,
which is fun.
Let's do it. Now that's what I call music. What a business too, huh?
Let's see here.
88? They're on 88. Wait, what's on it?
Yo.
Can you see what's on it?
Oh, dude, it's got to be like I don't know. That's a good idea.
I guess I'm wondering.
Dude, they sell it at Target.
I'm so tripping.
Hey, God, let's see.
What songs could be on it? Paint the Town. Okay, so it's like, yeah.
So this is like a Spotify playlist, basically. Oh, dude, what a good song.
Oh, Lil Durk made his way onto Now Music. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Lil Durk.
Pitbull and Lil Jon
lives on there.
Dude,
so.
hey, God, yeah, well, I mean, I didn't even know that song released, so maybe I should start. Maybe I should start listening to the Nows again just to make sure I stay in
I don't
with what's
recognize
new right now.
most of these songs.
Yeah, for sure.
Tizo Touchdown, he's supposed to be the shit.
Dude, he is the shit. I saw him at this concert when I went to see Travis Scott, dude. He was opening.
People say he's like pretty unbelievably talented.
Have you listened to him?
I've listened to like certain songs, but I
listen to his album, dude. It's crazy. He's got a bunch. He's one of those artists that he's very versatile, but he does what he does very well.
There's a lot of these, like, do you know Daichi?
Where is that?
So I'm looking at the artist.
The artist.
Bakar. First of all, I don't know Bakar.
No, I don't know that one.
I don't know Jane.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that one. 50,
I don't know
50-50. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
David Kushner.
I don't know. But
Alan Springsteen is.
I'm not going to play any of them just for to not.
I don't know absolutely, and I don't know no guidance. There's just a lot of artists that I don't know on there, and that could honestly say more about me than it does about them.
Yeah.
And it probably does.
Yeah.
Do you listen to a lot of like new music?
No, I don't. And I think that's the reason why we don't necessarily know these artists, because we only listen to what we like / like things that come across our radar that we end up fucking with.
So we're our parents.
What?
So we're our parents.
Oh, we're our parents? 100%. Holy shit. Yeah.
And that's kind of
the issue. I love that.
Like,
I love that though. I mean, I like liking what I like and finding what I find.
I used to live on the blogs.
Right.
Live
back in the days when you were trying to get
artists.
on them and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would listen to everything and anything, to where I'm almost a little bit disappointed in myself that I know so few of these artists on Now 88.
But you know, I think it's one thing too, like the priorities have changed now too. Like you guys are so focused on what you're doing, you don't have necessarily like when you would have been listening to other artists, you're listening to your own mixes and like
and
writing new songs.
And you're right about that. But what it is even more than that is podcasts have taken over my life.
Hey, well, I mean, it's cool to like take in information as well. Like
it's nice,
kind of detach from music, especially when you are a musician.
It's crazy because I spent all my younger years obsessed with sports, everything, basketball, football, baseball, didn't matter. Like just a sports kid. And then music entered my life in terms of like making it and really listening to it critically in like 2011. And then from that point on, it was just like music until maybe 3 years ago. And now I'm just like podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to anything Barstool, pardon my take. I listen to Pat McAfee. There's just, I listen to Armchair Expert. Dax Shepard is unbelievable on there.
Oh, shoot.
God,
is that
so
his
good.
pod? Dude, I got to listen to that.
He is so good, dude. He is amazing.
I've seen him on a couple other pods.
I've seen, he did one with Wiz Khalifa that I thought was the funniest shit of all time.
Dude, I'm definitely going to look it up.
Yeah, Armchair Expert. So I just listened to so many, and on Mars Pod.
Oh, yes.
So I was going to say, but between all that, like, I don't find myself actively seeking new music. Like I turn on my Spotify like playlists, right? And it's just like, I'm okay with not having 15 new songs on it every week because like, I just like what I like. But that's not how I used to be, not at all. But at the moment, I just like what I like. And a lot of times, like I'm more likely to throw on like an early 2000s rap mix than I am almost anything else.
And it's funny because like we like what we like. And I think that's the biggest thing where it's just like, we seek out what we want to listen to, not necessarily like trying to listen to new stuff and take risks. I was just talking away from the mic, stupid. But hey, this guy, can you see him?
What a good dude.
What a good dude. Appreciate you, brother.
Good boy.
But yeah, it's almost like that's back in the day, like we wanted to like take risks and find new artists and almost be a part of that culture in a way,
Right.
because you were trying to get on the blogs too, so
Right.
you wanted to be kind of up with the times and stuff like that.
Yep.
Listen to what people are doing. But at this point, it's just like I think I can relate to it on a certain degree, even though I'm not releasing music like that. Like, I'm so deep into this music stuff that
Right.
I'm like, I already kind of have my style of what I like to write. So it's just like, I don't need to necessarily listen to new people to keep up with the times.
For
That's just
sure.
not my style. You know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying? But back in the days, it was a little different. We were trying to like make sure we like listen to stuff and
I
keep
was
up with
scoping the
people.
iTunes charts like a fucking sniper back in the day when I was a kid in high school and
Like,
shit.
what's
bro.
hot? What's
Oh,
hot?
yeah,
What's hot?
for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But nowadays it's just different. Yeah, like I said, I like to listen to different types of content nowadays, and sometimes I wonder if that has an effect on like the music that I write. Like, if I'm not actively listening to a ton of shit that's coming out, is it gonna like stifle my inspiration at any point in time?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, because I think the biggest thing of creativity is just living life.
Yeah,
And
for
it's just
sure.
like you learn things and you see things and you experience things and you feel things,
Yep.
and that's what becomes art.
Yep.
So I feel like that's the biggest influence in creativity, and your artistry is always going to be just living life
Yep.
and making sure you detach from the music, so that way when you get back to it, it's just like, bleh,
Exactly.
just word vomit.
100%. That's what I say. Like, it's really not, especially like if you're making rock music, it's just not sustainable to be able to write like a song every day. It's really just not.
Right.
So it's kind of what I've learned. And like,
Yeah.
as much as like I'll miss writing songs, like if I don't have anything in my soul to write about, or let's say I've just written 15 songs, I might have just left it all in those 15 songs. And at a certain point you hit a wall and it's just like, I literally said what I needed to say for this particular season of life.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's just like, the well is dry. I go to write a song and I'm like, I don't know what I'm writing about. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make something out of nothing. So can't write too much. But sometimes I wonder if I just listen to more new music coming out, if it's like, I'm going to find inspiration from that and it's going to force me to like be more proactive in a day to day.
Yeah, and I think it's like a double-edged sword, because in a way, like, while life is the biggest influence for art, at the same time you can be influenced by other people, which can be, part of your experiences in a way. So it's like, it kind of goes into it. Like, if you choose to seek inspiration from other people like that, like if you want to, try to get ideas or see what other people are doing, just so you can maybe like, even if you don't necessarily think about it like that in the time, that kind of does happen. I tend to see, like, when I hear different people and kind of the way they blend genres a lot now, dude. And
Everybody.
we were ahead of this shit a long time ago and got turned down by motherfuckers because of that shit.
Should we tell stories about that or no?
We could. Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, if anyone didn't know, Marcus and I have been making music together for a very long time. And we haven't made music together in a couple years, but back in the day, I was making beats for him. I ended up getting in a band with him, writing a bunch of music with him and a group of guys. And that ended up becoming This Modern, and that's who they are today. So this was kind of like, we were all always part of each other's story from a certain point in like 2016, I think is when we first started hanging out and like writing together.
What is that? 8 years now.
Which is crazy.
Damn.
It's flown by.
Yep.
But so in about 2018, I think is what it was, we were operating as the group Teammate Marcus. Anybody that's day one fans of This Modern know about Teammate Marcus. They went to the shows. They knew the music. He was a rapper. Teammate Marcus, originally he was just rap focused, a little bit of melodic singing type of deals in there, but mainly bars and bars and bars. Dude is a lyricist. But
Thank you.
Of course, man. You already know. But so we were making music, and then we started to get to a point where we started infusing real live instruments into our rap songs. So it wasn't just software instruments. It wasn't just synthesizers and 808s and stuff like that, and no samples. And that's when we started working with Ricky and Sean and Tim.
Yep.
And basically we did a festival, Mason Music Festival,
Yep.
and there was a lot of people there, and there was representatives from different labels and stuff.
Yeah.
And we might have touched on this in our
We
episode
did, for
too.
sure.
But that like the main reason why we were kind of like doing it was to get these things, and there were people that wasn't that guy from Red Bull Records, but there was other people that we met with. I could probably say his name.
Do it.
Jordy Gillespie. He gave us the best advice at the time, but now the advice seems irrelevant.
Right.
So basically what he told us, and at the time we were like, you're right. And like, I still respect you, Jordy, but it's just not like, it's crazy. Like if you were to give us that advice now, there'd be so many examples of people that have done what we were doing.
Right.
And that's blending sounds.
For sure.
He wanted us to define what we are.
Which is true. You need to do that, but at the same time, that could be super limiting.
Yeah, and it's almost like, in the way that he was putting it is like define your genre.
Yeah.
And that's like what
we struggle to do.
Yeah, we struggled to do at the time, but it's funny because I think a lot of people do that now and just call it pop.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why. I have no idea, but this is a real ass story. We were in line. I was at Disneyland recently.
Yes.
I was in line, Guardians of the Galaxy, right? For some reason, We Out Here was just like in my head. I'm playing this song, We Out Here, that we had, which was it one of the first songs we did? I think it was. But it was also like potentially the most like iconic of all of them.
Yeah, it was track 1 on Prices.
Yeah, exactly. So I played it in line. I'm standing there in line. I got my phone like this to my ear because I didn't want to like be playing it out. Yeah. So I got it right here. I started crying.
No way.
I swear to God.
Dude, it's crazy.
And I was hella drinks in or whatever, but I just like started tearing up. I was like, this is crazy.
It's reminiscent of times.
Yeah, and there's a lot that I would have done differently, I think, like artistically. However, the just like taking me back to the time and place and just like I said, how anthemic it was and like how it kind of really like kicked off a major period of time.
Yeah.
It started with that song. So anyways,
we wrote that song at the lake house.
Yep.
I'll never forget it, dude.
And it like, I remember we recorded it 100 times in my little room, whatever the sunroom is there.
Yep.
It was our studio at the time, and we couldn't make it sound right.
Yeah.
We couldn't make it sound right for the life of us. I was like, dude, there's something so dope about it, but I can't make like, specifically the chorus, I couldn't make it as like big as I wanted. And it wasn't until we linked up with Sean.
Yeah, that was the first song we worked on with him.
And I was like, wait, maybe we try to go to Sean for like our music too, not just the band shit that I was doing. And all of a sudden it was like huge. And I was just like, dude, yeah. And it's still crazy, iconic as fuck. To this day, I feel like I could go out on stage and have that chorus play and it would still go off like out of this modern show.
Dude, and that would be a crazy callback. You know what I'm saying?
That would be a crazy ass callback.
And it'd be funny because
so much.
You could even say like, or you could even start it off like not necessarily at the beginning of the song, just like start playing the instrumental, and then just come in on the chorus or some stuff like that.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Like in between songs or something, like it fades into
100%.
like that type
it could
of
be
shit.
a dope ass little show starter even.
Yeah.
Play some ambient dun 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 dun. dun. Come out, let this shit play, and then just like end it, and then go into some other shit. Like, yeah, it could be crazy. I'm fucking thinking way far ahead, but yeah,
I love that. But
think about that all the time. I think about so many songs that I did where I was like, dude, we could call that shit back, and it would be crazy because I just didn't have the level, like the ability to produce it where I wanted to.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah,
that whole time and era of teammate Marcus was just like. It was crazy because we were both working day jobs and we were both in a situation where we hated our job. So anytime we hung out, we were just like in it and we would lock in. And I was there so much, dude.
It was probably like the best time ever, right? Like if we really had to go back, at least for me, like
likewise,
just going back, that's gotta be some of the best times of my entire life is just like being so locked in.
Yeah.
And I think when I met you it was the first time that I had someone to like lock in with me.
Totally.
Because like everything else was just by myself. You know what I mean? And so I think at that point in time, it was literally just like fucking someone wants to lock in
Like,
with me.
yeah,
It was
likewise,
crazy.
dude.
Like the DJ's producer slash, you know, like the relationship between the rapper and the DJ and the producer is just like something that people can't explain unless they've been in it. But I never had that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it
Like
was
Brandon
just
would
like-
do it part-time.
Yeah.
And he was trying to like DJ and stuff like
For
that, like
sure.
on the side. He was
Yep.
doing like gigs on Mill and stuff like that. I
Yep.
remember Brandon was doing
Yep.
that, but like it was different when we started working together because I was hungry to make beats for artists, and you were an artist hungry for beats. Yeah,
Yeah,
And so it was
100%.
it was like peanut butter and jelly, dude. I'll never forget where like I was at the lake house like, you know, multiple days a week, and we were just working on stuff, and I would just
In
go
my
over
mind,
there
it was
for hours.
It was 7 days a week, and it probably wasn't. But in my mind, it was just like
Every
we
day.
never put it down.
Even when we weren't together though, we were thinking about what we were gonna do
For
or like
sure.
working on stuff like independently as well. So like when I would come over to the crib, be like, this is what I've worked on in the
Yep.
days that I haven't seen
Yep.
you, and like then you'd be like, oh shit, that idea is crazy. And then like maybe I would start cooking up something else while I was there. And like
Yeah.
I remember I would bring over my setup and the machine and stuff like that, and we would like
The machine contact.
dude,
What was it called? Contact?
Contact is something by Native Instruments.
Native Instruments.
Native
That's
Instruments
really
is
what
the
I'm
brand.
looking to say.
Yeah, so Native Instruments machine, dude. I would bring that over, and like then we would connect a MIDI keyboard that I had too, and dude, those days were like the best, man. We weren't worried about money. We weren't worried about
Right.
like all these analytics and stuff like that. We were
That's
just hungry to
yeah.
like make music.
The
And
analytics
that's
is
what-
the worst part of it all.
And dude, I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like those are like the dues you pay, like, and that's like those are the training hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Without a doubt.
when you're doing it, and that's all you think about, and it's just like in that mode that we were in. I think
100%.
that's what creates the musicians we are today.
For sure.
And like creates like the person you are today as well, like your dedication to certain things and knowing that like when you put your mind to something, you can do this shit.
right.
Like those are the times where I feel like I felt that the most, where it's just I knew I had a picture of what it would like be like, and that's just like I just always kept that picture in my mind, and it's just like that's all I thought about. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
All
it just
day,
that's
every
what kept
day.
me driving. And it's just like
Yeah.
I didn't care about getting 1,000 monthly listeners. I didn't care about getting $1,000 a month. You know, like because I had a day job. And,
Right.
and it was just like even though I hated it, it almost like when I was there, it forced me to detach. So then when I was like trying to be in it, I was just like, fuck everything else. I'm here.
Right.
And that's, and
100%.
yeah. So I think that was a gift and a curse at the time.
It was just a beautiful time, man. Like I said, everyone was locked in. But for the first time, I had someone to lock in with me, and then we moved on from there.
The
Should
rest
we
is
should we
history.
refill?
Let's do it, man. Yes.
Refill. Please enjoy this commercial break while we refill.
Hey, Martians, real quick. I appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch wherever you are in the world. Over the last few months, the Martian family has grown so much. I could not be more thankful for all of my guests and every single one of you who continue to tune in every single week. Subscribers, ratings, likes, and comments all help us grow here on Mars. And it would mean the world. If you haven't already, please go to onmarspod.com/subscribe to subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment, rate us on Spotify. All this good stuff helps keep the engine running to inspire Martians all over the world. P.S. Follow us on Instagram @OnMarsPod. Okay, let's get back to it. Whew. All right. So we just did a little refill here. Got our Passionfruit tequilas. Cheers, my friend.
Is it Drake reading time?
It's Drake reading time.
All right.
So-
Been waiting for this one.
So this book here, it's called Titles Ruin Everything. A Stream of Consciousness by Kenza Samir and Aubrey Graham. So this is
Who's
the
Kenza Samir? Do we know?
I think it's just the co-author that made this happen. I think
Gotcha.
he had to put his name. I think the reason why his name is on there is because Drake had
Kenza
to put his
Samir.
Let's look it up.
We're looking up Kenza
Yes.
because I was
Give
gonna
it
say
a go.
because Drake has the ability to do it by himself, right?
Yes.
He could
but-
publish a book by himself. He wouldn't need like someone who's been in the book game, right? It's got to be someone.
Well-
it's got to be a great mind.
Yeah, you're probably right. It was probably something that like he started working
Can we
with
not look
this
it up?
guy. No, we're looking it up. We're looking it up.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I was just gonna start talking about it, but we are definitely looking it up. It's actually recording on this screen right now, so we'll go ahead and.
Kenza Samir. I need to know. He's a songwriter. Oh, is it a she? She is a songwriter. I apologize for that.
Jeez, gosh, we're so dumb. All right, so she's a songwriter. Kenza Samir.
Oh, so she's written to shit with him, for him.
Oh.
In fact, it looks like her entire discography is a lot of Drake
numerous
songs.
songwriting credits on albums by Drake.
4 total songwriting credits.
Dude,
So she's like a co-writer with
if
him.
you're reading this, it's too late. Dude.
Views from the 6. I mean, she was on Views, or she wrote on Views.
If you're reading this, it's too late. That was when I first moved out here, bro. That was
Damn.
that was back when he started making like
2015.
fucking Jungle, and that's one with Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So shout out to Kenza Samir, because she's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, she wrote Hell Yeah Fucking Right. That's pretty crazy. I remember Mike Powers, the homie Mike Powers.
Yeah.
He had a license plate on his Challenger, and it was HYFR.
HYFR. Let's go. The impact is felt very directly.
Yeah, dude.
Kenza Samir, shout out to you.
So shout out Kenza Samir. Shout out Aubrey Graham Drake. So I want to do a segment on the solo episodes, the specials, where we flip through the book to a random page. We read the context, maybe even like either on one page or the other one. You know, I'm just going to flip to a random spot, and then we talk about it.
We're going to analyze it.
We're going to analyze it. We're going to break it down. We're going to say what it means to us.
Yep.
So let's go.
All right, here we go. Where are we at?
So the way that this thing works too is it's a 2-page thing.
Right.
So it's almost like related terms. That's why I was going to say either read one or read them both. So this says, beautiful weddings, not so great marriages.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that one's a little more black and white, but I mean, yeah, and we've all seen them. We've all seen them, heard them, experienced them, been to them.
So this is what I think. Have you looked at the divorce rate recently in the United States?
What is it, like 35%? It's got to
70.
be. No way. 70%?
What's the percentage?
It says 14 per 1,000, but that seems low.
50%.
50%.
Dude,
When
that's
is that
closer to
from?
70. Wait, did you say 30?
41.
Oh, shit.
Researchers estimate that 41% of all first marriages end in divorce. Holy shit.
Dude, and that's the thing. And it's just like, when was this released too? It's almost like we gotta look these up. And it's almost like, and I think the reason why, oh shit, you know what? Didn't even record that. Fuck. I'm gonna have to look it up again.
Did we record this, Kenza?
Yeah, I don't even know if we did. Damn it! I'll just pull up the facts and put them up here.
For sure,
but this is what we
that
were
makes
looking
sense.
at. Damn, I'm still learning. All right, I'm still learning. I'm
This
trying
is
to do
the
the
first
screen
one.
recording. Yeah, the first one.
2024, new
But-
year, new us.
But it says almost 50% of all marriages in the United States will end in divorce or separation. Researchers estimate that 41% of all first marriages end
That's
in
crazy.
divorce, which is insane, dude. And it's wild to think about now because we're in such a different time. Back in the 50s, in the 60s, and like up to about the 80s, I feel like
For sure.
all those years, marriage was like,
You
the
were locked
thing
in.
to do.
It was an
And
actual
it was-
contract, and it was an actual promise, and it was a promise in front of God and your family and whoever else.
it was a big deal.
that
It was
people
a
would
very,
fight
very big
for.
deal. 100%, dude.
Right?
And like you would stay with people for years before even getting engaged, and then you'd
For
take a couple
sure.
years being engaged. You'd move in together.
You live together
And
first.
then-
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing, is that you gotta know who it is that you're marrying. And I think that's exactly what it is. And it's like, I know so many people who are married, but people started getting married in my world at like 18, 17.
Which is crazy.
Because I grew up in such a LDS Mormon like community to where like the moment I was enrolling for my freshman year of college, so many people were like having their first kid and also getting married.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It is so wild, man. And I 100% agree with you where like our generation of people, whatever that is, like Generation X.
Yo,
I don't know.
Whatever I am.
I think we're Generation Z.
I think I might be a millennial.
No, wait, you're right.
I think I'm a millennial.
No, I think
you might be a millennial too. This is why we have the computer.
Yes, we're looking it up. See, this is why we look things up. All right, so millennial divorce rate.
1981 through 1996.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
So you're 96?
So I'm 94.
94?
Yeah, so we're millennials. What is Generation X then? I don't know what this shit means.
I think Gen X is below us.
Generation X, 60s to 70s. Wow.
They're
definitely
before
not.
us?
Yeah, it was before us.
We're talking about Gen Z then, huh?
Gen Z. Yeah, so this is 19. Oh, shoot. Digital Y. We're digital Y. The digital Y.
Idea. I don't know what any
we're
of this shit
Generation
means.
Y, digital natives. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
You know what it is? It's
millennials.
exactly what it is that the concept of like the screen, but that doesn't even make a lot of sense too, because
I think that's
I
true.
grew up in an age where I didn't have internet.
Well, did you have dial-up and shit?
Yeah, but like I'm saying, I was born in a time where there wasn't like even that.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Yeah,
I remember a time when it was specifically not that, and then I specifically remember that fucking point in time where it changed.
Yeah, I think the digital natives is a good term because it's almost like I remember back in 2000, I was 6 years old and we got a Dell computer, and it was like the home edition, Windows XP. And I'll never forget because it came with very like not drawn out, but like a simple to read instructions.
For sure.
So my mom just let me put stuff together, and it was just plugging things into things.
Would you call a technical support help desk if something was going wrong?
Never.
I was going to say
I was the technical support.
But do you remember
grew
the
up,
technical support desks that used to exist?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, but like they still exist today.
Someone was telling me that the other day. Nicole has a client. She was like, "Oh, every time the technology's not working, we just make a call." I'm just like, fuck, dude. I remember those days.
Tech support.
Yeah.
No, that was like rather than looking it up and giving it a Goog, like you wouldn't be able to look up how to do things. There wasn't YouTube that you could like learn how to do anything you need to do. And like every troubleshooting issue you've ever had, there's a YouTube video about
Nicole's client's
so
like,
specific too.
I'm very tech savvy, but we called the support desk for the TV or whatever. They're just like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that might be a fucking protocol for certain businesses too, just because they got to keep those guys employed. But still, I remember back in those days though. I appreciate it, bro. We had to or like the dial-up days, like it was so different. So like I remember my parents were so like almost, I want to say reluctant to learn the stuff because they just wanted to have it and make sure that they could access it.
And they want somebody to be able to yell out when the shit doesn't work. Because when you know enough about it and it's totally just like some easy shit that you could have fixed yourself, parents don't like that shit.
Bro, for the longest time when I lived in Michigan, I was known as the family techie.
There you go.
So everything that had to do with anything with the TV, media, movies, anything that was like digital in any way or electronic, I'd be the one that they would be like, yo, come help me,
and
help
it's so
me with
funny.
This. And I'd be like, all right, yeah, hell yeah.
But in that time,
funny, like,
it was as easy as being like, well, the white goes in the white, and the yellow goes in the yellow, and the red goes in the red. And it was like mind blowing to so many people. Like, I don't know what the fuck are all these cores. There's a bunch of colors. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Like, it was like very basic level shit. Like, even an HDMI has DVD simplified players shit.
And surround sound systems. And like, they weren't crazy.
People will say, like, well, the HDMI came and made it all easier. Nothing is easier than white, yellow, red, blue, green.
Yeah, it was.
That should have been the easiest shit of all time.
It was.
We never needed to move on from that
for sure,
but we did.
And even with computers, where it was like I remember specifically like the mouse came and it was color coded green. Like the cord was green, like the end of the cord was green. And then the port had a little green thing on it. So you just plug the green into the green, and then it was purple for the keyboard. So you plug the purple into the purple. And I'll never forget that shit where it's just like, even as a kid, I remember thinking like, oh, this is so easy. It's almost like following Lego instructions.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's literally the same thing.
But it turns on and shit, and like the way it works, you're just like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm a genius.
Yeah. Also, holy shit, I just made that connection. Kids that use Legos are getting introduced to instruction manuals at an early age. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I hope that kids are still playing with Legos.
Oh,
are they?
Dude, they have to be. They're crazy now. I mean, maybe like kids that are like...
I got a nephew, he ain't playing with no fucking Legos.
You should buy him some Legos, dude.
This fool is way beyond that. He's on to like drones and shit.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's different. How old is he?
Like 9.
Oh, shit, dude.
He's like...
What kind of drones are we talking? We talking like old drones, or is he like FPV mask with the fucking eyes?
No, it's a pretty like starter drone. He just got it for Christmas and he like wanted to play with it a bunch, but it was like, it's got a camera on it for sure.
Yeah.
And he can fly it around, and he's just like, he's upset at 9 years old that the shit doesn't have better video quality. And like
it's not in 4K, bro.
And he's in like the Minecraft world so much. And he's trying to start like YouTube channels and shit, but YouTube keeps taking his channels down because he's 9 years old. You have to be at least, 14, 15, 16, whatever the fuck the age is. He's not there yet.
Just do what we did for MySpace, dude. Just lie about your age.
But I think they kind of realize when he gets on there, like, yeah.
People start reporting the account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got some snitches out there.
He's had a bunch of like accounts deleted because they like find out that he's really not old enough to have one. But like he's gonna like I always say
forgot
like
that was an issue. Holy shit.
And the thing is too, like I grew up with a bunch of kids with like ADHD and like ADD and all, you know, whatever the fuck it was, right? When you're kids. I was in the class with the same 25 people for 9 years, my first, you know, kindergarten to 8th grade. And like people weren't really hyper aware of like what they had, right? Like there was a kid in my class that clearly had ADHD.
Right.
He wasn't running around being like, I got ADHD.
Right.
And my mom doesn't fucking give me enough stimulation or whatever. My nephew is just like, you don't play with me enough and I have ADHD and you know I have ADHD. like so aware of their own diagnoses at this age. It's nuts. There's a million different things that I could go into, but this generation's like awareness of themselves is wild, but like also their like infatuation with being online, being away from everything else. Like, not to go too far, this kid won't come out for Christmas dinner. Like, it's Christmas, we're all eating at the table, and he's just like laying in bed watching videos, and they're like, oh, he's tired. I'm like, dude, I would have got my ass whooped if I wouldn't fucking come out for Christmas dinner. Are you crazy?
Dude, it's crazy because like I'm not like with my family, so, and they have young kids. Like I got like baby cousins, and I got like my sister, she just had a baby and stuff, and
nephew, niece.
Yeah, so she's a little over a year now, a year and 3 months, but it's wild. Like I still remember like when I was living at home and like seeing what my mom's babies could, you know, she runs a babysitting business. She's almost done with it, but she's still doing it. It's been like over 10 years now, but
gangster veteran in the game.
Veteran, dude.
She could deal with any type of motherfucking kid.
I want to bleep that. But shout out moms. But anyways, like I remember like living at home and like almost seeing those kids grow up and kind of like seeing what they were getting influenced by and like what they liked and stuff like that.
For sure.
And just kind of seeing the different generation, but that was only 1 to 5 years, 1 to 5.
Right.
So it's just like you being able to kind of see like a 9-year-old, like a 3rd or 4th grader, kind of see what they're doing, and that's like I think that's widespread. Where
Definitely.
The access to phones and tablets and laptops, like at a very cheap price that they get for Christmas,
and it's almost like even more interesting because my dad just recently got engaged to this woman, where she's been in my life forever. But like he is freshly my nephew. You know what I mean? Like,
so he's like a step.
He's my step nephew.
Yeah.
So like I really wasn't a part of his life because they lived in Hawaii for a long ass time. So I wasn't a part of his life at all until like in the last year or so. You know what I mean? To where like I came in at such a point to where like all I see is the Minecraft and the drone and the this, to where like I could have done something.
Yeah, I mean it's but
And also I struggle to find my role in that person's life. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I think all you can do is like try to like in the times that you do see him, just be as like engaging as
For
possible.
sure.
And I think
And-
that's the biggest way that you can make an impact, because then he'll be interested in you, and that's where the flip happens.
And then I showed him like the This Modern YouTube, and I showed him like the views and the streams, and I showed him everything. He's like, his mind was blown. It was just like,
That type of
holy
stuff,
cow, like, yeah, this guy gets it. So like we connect, you know what I mean? And he's a good kid, you know what I mean? But ultimately, like, yeah, I worry about him, and it's my only glimpse. I don't have any other nieces, nephews, anything like that, to where like I've been able to see firsthand. It's my first like glance into like what it is to raise a kid right now, this very second.
yeah.
And it's been like eye-opening for sure. Just something that I've been trying to figure out, like what's my role in this human being's life right now? Is it like super uncle, like life advice type shit? But I'm just like, dude, and I tell him all the time, like, you're gonna make $1 million off streaming.
Yeah.
Period. Like, dude, you're so young, but so well versed in this world, this community. Like, there's no reason that you couldn't absolutely make. I mean, you see some of the numbers that these streamers are making is crazy.
Yeah.
Gamers, streamers, whatever it is. So, yeah, I tell them all the time, like, you're gonna make $1 million off of fucking streaming. Like, you're gonna be richer than anyone here.
Yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
he's
You just
advanced,
got
dude.
a particular mind. So it's like, again, you know, ups and downs of everything. There's a pro and a con to everything, and I just feel like he's gonna make $1 million at some point.
Yeah. What's crazy though, man, I mean, to be honest with you, $1 million is not that much money anymore.
I'd still kill for a little bit of that.
I mean, obviously, we're going to be on that path, dude.
Right.
I'm not worried about that. So it's not like a matter of if, it's about when.
But I
for
know
us,
what you're
for
saying.
Sure. But $1 million in the grand scheme of things buys you a mid-level house right now.
For sure.
So it's
Especially
just like-
depending on where you are.
Yeah, depending on where you are. But if you're in the hit cities, if you're in Phoenix, if you're in Los Angeles, if you're in,
oh yeah,
I mean, in Phoenix metro area,
for the whole,
like
pretty
the
much
whole place.
yeah,
If you're
some
not
spots by
living
my house
in the
Chandler,
in the
like, holy
in the
shit.
boonies, like all these cities have their pockets where they're like $1 million+
Oh,
homes
yeah,
that are
for
like
sure.
those are the ones that people are buying. That
literally
are
every
like,
city.
yeah. So it's but anyways, like $1 million back in '90s when we were growing up, I like
That's generational wealth,
dude, generational wealth, and you're good. And you're retired at 30 years
Generational
old.
wealth, yeah,
if you're a
for
millionaire
sure.
at 30 or something like that, in the 90s, different.
It's so rare though that would happen in the 90s, but it is that would have been generational wealth. There's a baseball player, used to be on the Angels, just signed to the Dodgers, $700 million contract,
For how long?
10 years.
Ooh, so 7.8 per year.
But it gets complicated because he's like
Is that what it
deferring.
is?
He's
Yeah.
he's only going to take 2 million of it every year because he lives in
It's
California.
78 million.
$700 million.
So it's 70 million a year.
Yeah.
7 million a year. I'm
$70 million dollars a
$70
year.
million
But he's-
plus a year,
but
because that's just with the contract.
Yep. And he's only going to take 2 of it every year because like taxes in California are so high, and he's Japanese. He's from Japan.
Oh shit.
So basically he's going to take whatever it is, 20 million over the next 10 years and get taxed on that, and then take 680 million after that 10 years done, retire, go live with.
So that's
If that makes any sense at all.
so it's a 20-year contract?
No, it's
No,
a 10-year
10-year contract.
contract. So he could retire after that because he deferred all his money till then.
So he basically will make a regular ass wage $20 million
Yep.
for the first 10 years.
Yep.
And then after that, he's
gonna get all the rest of the money when he
one payment.
Yep. When he retires, or they're going to have
as
to
like
pay
a
him over
break-
time.
Yeah,
right.
like basically he'll retire, but
They're still going to have to
they're
pay
gonna
him
have
out.
to pay him out for the next however long that money
It's going to have
lasts.
to be $680 million.
So 680.
like-
Let's break that down a little bit. If he was making $20 million a year, how many what's 680 divided by 20?
I don't know. You tell me.
So 680 divided by 20, that's 34 million a year for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Dude, and you're
Plus,
retired.
but that's just his base salary, right?
And then he
got the Gatorade sponsorships and Nike and whatever the fuck else.
Dude, we're talking hundreds of $1 million per year after the first 10
Dude's
years.
a billionaire.
Dude,
for sure.
100%.
You effectively just made him a billionaire.
Dude, that money is insane to even like talk about and like think about, like, but that's where it's at now.
But he's the best.
People are getting that in a sports contract.
But he's the best pitcher and the best hitter. You've never seen anyone be both. He used to be on the Angels. He just got traded to the Dodgers.
So he's on LA Dodgers.
Yeah, his name is Shohei Ohtani.
I'll put his picture right here, but that's crazy.
Insane. When I heard $700 million, I'm like, dude, that's not real. That's not real.
That's 3 away. That's closer to $1 billion than it is to fucking 0.
And the dude's like regimented as fuck. It's like practice, strength training, sleep, food, sleep, practice, strength training. Like he doesn't.
Those are the people that make $780 million.
That's how you stay rich.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the greats, LeBron, Kobe, like Michael Jordan, Devin Booker, all those, dude, all those motherfuckers. Can
we tell that story?
What story?
The Devin Booker when we went to his house. Because I told it on a few other like podcasts,
which is funny.
And I feel like I just need somebody here to like verify to the world that this is not a fake ass fucking story. Because I told it on the Austin Kelly show, and I feel like maybe they didn't even believe what I was saying. And you'll have to ask Austin Kelly about it.
I'm gonna have to ask Austin about it. So I can verify the story was real. Okay. First off,
I'll start. Harry calls me up one day. What was the year?
2018. Maybe 19.
18 or 19?
18 or 19. Before COVID.
Yep. And Harry calls me up and he says, yo, I just got an opportunity from Devon, who is Devin's older brother.
My boy. Shout out Devon. We'll have you on soon, bro.
And he said, hey, I got an opportunity from Devon. We're going to go watch a Suns game, an away game at Devin Booker's house. And I'm like, fucking count me in. Where are we doing? Are we meeting it here? Am I meeting you there? So anyways, I get the address. I pull up. It's in like Paradise Valley, basically, Scottsdale, North Scottsdale area. And it's already the nicest house I've ever seen, right? Just pulling up to it.
Art all over the walls.
Crazy.
Big ass, like, floor to ceiling.
And I'll never forget, I'm walking in and Devin Booker's mom is walking out. And it was it was such a mom interaction to her. It was like, hi, how are you? And then she was just like, have fun, boys. You know, sort of situation.
Just pulling out of the driveway like, hey, see ya.
So I get in. There's a private chef chefing up food right there. And they've got, I mean, it's just this grand entrance. Everything's very modern. I always say like
open,
white. Open, white was kind of the concept.
Art, there was a lot of art all over the walls. He had his emblem embossed on his office door, and it was like glass walls from floor to ceiling. We're talking 12, 14-foot ceilings. This is like a mansion, 100%.
And so I just walk in and I'm amazed.
Dude, everything's controlled with an iPad. It was like a tablet that controlled everything. So it was like, there were speakers in the walls and all the lighting was controlled RGB on this fucking tablet or something. I don't know if it was RGB, but still it was like that type of deal where it was all like, it was so advanced. And there was like TVs on the wall, like massive fireplace that was separating 2 rooms.
Yeah.
So you could be in 2 different rooms looking at the same fireplace.
And it was like one of the rooms was like a little loungy video game area. Definitely where he got down on some games because I know he's a gamer.
Yeah.
But the whole house was cozy as fuck. They take us into the closet. Like literally.
It's bigger than my room at the time,
that's what I'm saying.
I was living in an apartment. That was great.
7,000 times the size of my own closet. Shoe collection, unbelievable. And I'm literally just tripping like, there's no way this is happening to me right now. And I always say like, it would have been the equivalent of Steve Nash inviting me to his house in like 2008 or 7. right? It's the same thing in terms of like what they meant to the team.
First big home.
What they meant to the city because he was living in.
But. Yeah, we'll definitely block that out.
But just the moment itself was so big. And so, we're meeting the people that are there, right? And I know Devon, I know a couple other folks. Alex, I know Alex, right? His name was Alex Wynn.
Oh, yeah. Alex Wynn and Mike Schiffman.
Yeah. And so I remember talking to Alex out back, and I'm like, dude, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. Like, this doesn't even feel like real life right now. Like, I'm such a Suns fan, Suns nerd, sports nerd in general, to where the situation just didn't make any sense to me. And so I feel like, and you could tell me how you feel about this, but the way I always say it is I felt like I fanboyed so hard, which is why I never got invited back.
No, man, I don't think that's what it was. And I mean, to be honest, like Davon's my boy, but like dude is busy as fuck. And he has like a pretty
only gotten busier.
He's only gotten busier.
And this was Devin Booker being who he is right now as we know him.
Yeah, and I mean let it be known, this was past the 70-point game, because after Devin hit 70, he started getting crazy looks and like crazy coverage. And just to kind of give some backstory, Davon and Devin and I all went to the same high school, Granville High School. So that's the connection right there. So I used to go to the same parties as Devon. We were in this just like a grade apart. So that's my boy. We used to have the same friend group to a certain degree. And it was, so when he moved out here, we used to hang out a lot. I used to go over to the crib when there was away games. I would watch the games all the time. They would get me into games, and for proof, I'll fucking put pictures of my guest passes here if you guys don't want to believe 100%, it or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter, but like
the guest passes will do, because I tell this story and I feel like everyone thinks I'm lying.
Hey, well, validating the story 100%, man. But it's just like, what's cool is like these guys are so low key and they're such good people, man. And like that's the beauty of it.
Yep.
They're not show offy. Devin's obviously became somewhat of a celebrity over the last
somewhat. I mean, the dude's at the fucking all the parties, the biggest in the world.
And I think the reason why I say somewhat of a celebrity is because like he's not the definition of a celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
He just runs
celebrity
in
my head is just like someone who's always trying to get out there. Someone's always talking something, always on the news and all that shit.
The loudest person around.
The loudest person in the room. And that's not Devin. And like Devin's just super down to earth dude. He's locked in on what he loves. He loves the people that love him. And he's just like he's just a cool ass dude. Like
for sure.
Like in the same energy space
Absolutely.
as like you and myself.
For sure.
And that was always why Devon fucked with you at the beginning too, because like even when I was making music for you and I was showing him the stuff that we were working on, when I would hang out with him just one-on-one, he was always like, dude, Marcus is crazy. And like I remember he was fucking with us so early. Like he loved the music. So it's just like Devon has just always been a down dude. We tried to start a couple companies together back in the day. Like, like I was doing early designs for Devin Booker's first logo.
Yeah, I remember.
I was shopping them with Devon and his dad.
Yeah,
it was like that was a crazy time. So it was like
crazy.
Yeah, we were making some crazy moves, man.
Devon, if you see this, let's watch an away game at the crib, bro.
Dude, hey man, yeah, for old time's sake, no.
For old time's sake, bro. Let's make it happen.
He just be posting up solo because that's probably the time where he just like has time to himself because he's involved with real estate now, heavy.
For sure.
And it's just like he runs a management company with Devin. So it's just there's a lot of stuff.
And he games with my homie Andrew Leesus.
Does he?
You heard of Andrew Leesus?
Oh, yeah, on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, that's my guy. He recorded a couple songs in the studio, but it's so funny because I see them like interact with each other sometimes, and I'm just like,
hey, man, Andrew Leesus, I've seen you on Twitter, man. Shout out. But yeah, just it's all in the family, dude. And it's crazy, like, that people don't believe the stories just because of where he is now, but like they don't know, like,
and
there's a lot of history behind this relationship.
100%.
So it's not just like people on coattails, man. Like those are our guys.
No one has ever told me outright that they don't believe this story. However, sometimes you like get a vibe,
you get
right?
That
You're
energy.
telling the story and it's like, Devin Booker's house. And I was like, dude, yes.
Yeah, it's like you're saying that now that he's famous.
And then when I was on the Austin Kelly show, they were like, what was the concept of the house? And I was like, I don't know, white and modern. It's like the most generic things I could have said. You know what I mean? You were like 12-foot this and the fucking Devin Booker emblem and the this. I don't remember all that shit. I just
No, it was crazy, dude. And then
remember it being a crazy ass time.
Yeah. In the closet and shit. Like that was definitely one of the highlights of the home, man. Like the closet itself was just, I'm sure there's pictures of it online.
I can only imagine the house as it is currently. Like his current house, I can only imagine. Davon, please.
Yeah. Yo, you're fanboying. You're fanboying, bro.
That's what I tell everyone.
That's funny.
I was like, I'm not afraid of fanboy. I don't give a fuck. It's Devin Booker, bro.
Dude, no, but again, dude, like, it's like that's the homies,
this
bro.
Is
you know
a
what I'm saying?
Dead-ass true story as well. I got a Devin Booker Funko Pop for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Nicole, my girlfriend, bought me a Devin Booker Funko Pop for Christmas.
That's crazy, dude.
Just saying. I'm a fan.
Dude.
I'm a fan. If I fanboy sometimes, I apologize.
Dude,
but
that's
damn,
funny, dude.
I'm not going to be too cool to fanboy over my favorite hero.
Dude, and you know what's crazy, man? It's just like, it's not even fanboying like in a way where it's like you just, like, you grew up with the Suns.
Yeah.
And we got to give that, like, you know, some history too, because like the reason why you're such a fan is because like there hasn't been a hometown hero like Devin Booker since Steve Nash.
Since Steve Nash.
And that's just point blank period the way that it is. And he's been on for Phoenix from the beginning.
Yep.
And I remember when he first started making those statements like, I love it here and like the people fuck with me and like, and this was before he was big and before they were streaming his games on ESPN every other game. You know what I'm like? Where he wasn't on the big leagues, he wasn't in the All-Star games, and no one gave a fuck. But everyone that was down with, because I remember back in the day when I first met you, we would always watch the Suns games together.
And our signature line,
like, yo,
our signature line was, we played them close.
We played them tough.
Or we played them tough. We played them tough. We played them tough. We played them tough. Night after night after night after night after night.
It was like his third year, and it was 70 points at the Celtics Arena.
TD Garden, baby.
TD Garden. And I'll never forget this.
We celebrated.
We were at the bar.
Baseline Sports Pub.
Baseline Sports Pub that's been on...
Baseline.
No, Bar Rescue. That's been on Baseline.
It's on Baseline Road.
No, so they've been on Bar Rescue.
Yeah, they were on Bar Rescue. Actually, 2 separate times.
They're still struggling. Two terms of John Taffer, and you still can't get it together.
John Taffer couldn't get it to him the first time, so we had to come back a second time, really set things straight. But we were there, and we were like, oh my God. That's a moment that I'll never forget, for sure.
Dude, and we were there, and we're like, oh my God. Because I remember I was looking the game up, like, as it was happening, because I don't know if it was...
It was on.
It was on?
It was on.
Dude, but I was like, I remember
checking like the points
the points and stuff just to see if it was like behind or whatever.
Yep.
And I just kept it because it was starting to get like later in the game in the fourth quarter. And that's when he just started going off. I was like, dude, crazy. How far are they going to let him go? Because that's what it was. You could see at a certain point they just let him go.
They were just going to let him go.
They were just letting him go. They weren't fouling. They weren't doing shit. And they're just like, just fucking let him go to the hole.
And we were going crazy.
Because he started going to the hole, bro.
We all were going crazy.
We were going crazy, especially because there was that connection and we had already been watching and so invested at that time, like back in
watching the game
16, 17, 18.
Played them tough. We played them tough.
Dude, it's so funny, man, because like I'll never forget like that leading into like we went to that game with Devon and he gave us those tickets.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I sure
Have you
do.
ever told that story?
I don't think so, no.
So Marcus got the opportunity to be my guest. So they gave us family passes, and we were able to go to this game. And I don't remember exactly what year it is, but I'll look it up and just kind of put the guest pass up here. I think it was my birthday one year or something like that.
Yeah,
like, I think it was 2019.
We took a picture with Devon too.
We have one, yeah. It's in my archive on Instagram for sure. That's my boy, man. Shout out Devon, bro. I mean, we've been talking about Devin and Devon for a minute.
Give him a clap.
But hey, man, Devin changed the whole scene in Phoenix Suns history, dude. And
he sure fucking
you
did.
know what's crazy is, man, like me and Devon used to be watching these away games, like even before that time. Like we were watching away games all the time and just and talking about the shit, you know? And it was like we knew that this was going to happen. And like we didn't know how it was going to happen or when it was going to happen. But it was like we needed to, you know, like keep that up
For sure.
because that was our dude. And we're like, yo, he's good. He's gonna come back. Da 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 da. Whatever. Even we were the worst team in the league. We were still watching the games and like we were putting on for him. And
didn't TJ Warren come to the studio one time too?
Yeah, he did. TJ Warren came to the studio.
That'll have to be the story for the next time.
Yeah.
Talk about San Diego and TJ.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
My boys, my homies.
Dude. San Diego and TJ, man. Yeah, they were out here for a brief minute, but they're out again. But yeah, let's
transition to the next
segment. All right, so another segment I want to start doing is something I've been fucking with a lot lately. The idea of writing jokes. And I want to write a comedy movie, and I want to write it with you guys.
Yep.
And I want to like actually do it.
I'm so fucking down,
dude. I know you're down, but I want to be like I need someone to like almost spearhead it with me because I know the influence you have on the guys, and I need the guys.
I'm there.
So it's just like that's the thing where like we need the teammate production crew to come together and write a fucking movie, Happy Madison style.
I'm with it. I'm 100% with it, bro.
Even if we're not the actors, we just got to write it with a few people in the crew.
I would love to have a spot.
I
in
know
movie.
me, you, and Klug could write some crazy ass screenplays.
It would be so much fun too, and it would actually almost be fun to tap Nicole's sister, Kayla too.
Yeah, she's in the scene. Yeah,
yeah, she's a comedy writer.
Dude, perfect. Yeah, and like have her write some jokes for the movie and stuff like 100%. That. But I've been like, that's long term what I'm thinking, but. That's the reason why I've been fucking with stand up. I'll hit it one more time. Fuck it. Shout out Sauce, our unofficial sponsor.
Shout out to Sauce, the forever sponsor.
See if they want to sponsor the pod for some advertisements.
I'm with it.
See if you can get some discount codes.
I'm sure they can. Use code Marcus.
Or Marscus.
Yo, don't hate that.
It's kind of cool. But on Marscus.
Yeah.
That's a long promo code.
On Marscus.
Yeah, episode 26 on Marscus.
That's not a bad idea. That's fine.
All right. So that's kind of cool, actually. Just add your letters in a different font.
Yeah.
Or in a different like color. Rather.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be so funny. And it goes off the planet.
Yeah.
So it's just like on Mars. It's just like
Kiss, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I've been fucking with stand-up comics, man, and I've been watching a lot of. Dude, I gotta say it. Mark Normand has been my guy lately, dude.
I wish I had more Mark Normand knowledge.
Dude, you got to watch his new special on Netflix.
I'm familiar with him.
Did you watch Soup to Nuts?
I don't think I did. Oh,
so that's the most recent Netflix special on that just released like half year ago, maybe. But it's called Soup to Nuts, and you got to watch it, bro. Mark Normand, he's a zinger guy. He's I need to really make sure. Quick.
Will you pull him up here?
Yeah.
Just record on that screen. I just want to make sure I'm thinking of the right guy.
I do almost start typing recording. So Mark Normand, man.
Oh, dude,
this guy,
yeah, totally.
He is so funny,
totally, dude. He's very like. He's always like at one level. I tell this joke right here, but the next joke is also at this. He doesn't really get super high, super low. He's a very kind of a bland, but also fucking his blandness is what makes him so fucking hilarious.
He's a joke writer, dude. And like at the core, he's a joke writer. And he's a nerd about it. And I love it, dude, because I'm becoming a nerd about it too. Because I'm just like, I'm understanding that all of this stuff is scientific. And And it's all like, it's almost like
Are you thinking about getting into it?
In a way, I don't want to do stand-up necessarily, but like that's kind of what the segment here is joke writing, bit writing, and sketch ideas.
Yes.
Because you know this, for the past about 6 or 7 years, I've been trying to write a cartoon.
Yep.
And from the beginning, I've always said, I want to have a cartoon. I came up with a concept in my head already before. I just want to write like almost sketch comedy written into a series.
For sure.
And I've always talked about this. I've written down ideas for years for cartoon ideas in my phone. I can fucking show receipts, but but so that's just like something I've always been passionate about because of our dynamic in the friend group. So I just kind of wanted to like do a thing where we talk about bits, sketch ideas, and shit like that. So if you ever do another episode, which I think this should be a thing, dude.
Yeah,
we should do like a monthly episode where we just like chop things down.
I'm down.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Always down.
Let's do it. All right, hell yeah. On Marscus.
Yeah, I was gonna say the content helps me too. So I'm down, dude. Fucking whatever.
I have a bit idea that I kind of just want to like throw at you, and it's almost like a premise, in a way, where it's like, do you know what that means?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's just like kind of.
Do I know what a premise is?
I mean, I'm just like in comedy, you know, where it's just like the idea of it. But okay, cool. You good?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pulling up the funny name catalog. Remember we cataloged all the funny names that we had.
Is there a timestamp on that?
September 3rd, 2016.
Can you screenshot that
at 7:50 p.m.?
Dude, screenshot that and send it to me.
For sure. That's what I was looking for.
Did you look up Jackie Taxon?
No, I thought it was fake name catalog, but it was funny name catalog. I looked up Jiggy Diggins.
Jiggy Diggins. I was like, which name did you look up to find it?
Jiggy Diggins to find it.
That's the most unique. Yeah, send it to me right now.
I'll send the whole note to you.
Dude, please do. So this is just a testament. 2016, bro.
Yeah,
that was up. 8 years ago.
Dude, it's all fucked up.
So 2016, I had the idea of writing cartoon stuff. And this is the reason why we wrote this list.
Yep.
So this is the receipts that I'm about to show.
Yep.
So we've been doing this shit for a long time, having these ideas. So anyways, like this has just been something that I haven't taken seriously in a long time.
Yep.
But then I met my homie Malik, re-sparked the shit. And I told him, we're writing a sketch. When I hit him up for New Year's, I said, yo, Happy New Year. We're writing a sketch together this year.
Did he say, hell yeah, we are?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Dude, that's my boy, man. Shout out Malik, dude.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Should I read some of these names?
Yeah, read some of the names. Before I give you the bit that I have, read some of the names.
These are all just fake character names that we came up with. But tell me that they're not potential fucking cast awesome members. Names. Name number 1, Kenny Pembleton. And
it's just a funny name.
They're all so fucking good.
Dude.
We got Chuck Agnes, Jerry Calico.
Dude, Chuck Angus, I think would be a better, don't edit it.
Chuck Angus.
Chuck Angus is such like a good play on words and also hilarious.
Like Chuck Angus. But this one is good. Pete Snowinkies.
Yo, how do we come up with Snowinkies, dude? That's ridiculous.
And the idea was, so before I continue, the idea was that we were going to do a high school graduation.
Oh my God, that's exactly right. It was a sketch.
Yeah, it was a sketch where it was a
sketch where it was a high school graduation.
And like the names were just the most ridiculous fucking things in the world, but the person who reads them is just reading them just like dead ass serious.
Yeah, dead ass like, serious.
Pete Snowinkies. And then the next one was Theodore Asphalt. Vladimir Tinker. All of these are so fucking funny. Tom Swooney. Bob Rock. Jackie Taxon, which was a classic.
Jackie Taxon became an icon.
James Batiglia.
Batiglia sounds like a disease, bro. Like an STD.
And I'm going to just start picking my favorite ones. Georgie Pepperson. Debbie Flam. Of course, Jiggy Diggins. And Diggy Jiggins. No relation.
That joke was so funny. I don't know why. Just like the guy, just like monotone says. He goes, Jiggy Diggins. Diggy Jiggins. No relation. See, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, that is so funny still.
That's what I'm saying. If that sketch was real, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yo, I'm gonna talk to Malik and be like, yo, can we write this? Just like this graduation sketch.
There's so many good ones, but I'll go through them quick. Cliff Pender shot.
That'd be so easy to animate. It could be the same background.
It could be the same
every
exact.
time. Oh shit.
Cliff Pender shot. Roger Cleanerman. Seth Skinoble. Christopher Chumble.
Chumble, dude. That dude is fat as fuck, dude. Dude is a 300-pound king, dude.
Summer Winters.
Dude, I knew it was Summer Winters.
Wait, I have Summer Winters listed right in here.
She was one of those sugar babies, and her name was Summer Winters to those guys. I think that's why it's on there.
Hey, I'm gonna sue you. Hey, I got the time receipts. I got the stamps.
That is so fucking funny.
And a couple of the best ones. Charlie Chocolate, Simon Seymour,
Charlie Chocolate,
Rory Biggles.
That's right to the point.
Aaron Trimington III, Larry Sapphire, Marnell Lemonade.
We just started getting lazy. And that's got to be like number 80 or 90.
Marnell Lemonade, but the next one is even crazier. It was just... The next one was Coach Goods. So anyways, those are a lot of the names that we had thought up back in September of 2016.
So did you send me the note?
I did.
You did. Let me go ahead and make sure I open it so I don't forget. All right, let's go ahead and open that shit, and then I'll go back to my note. So that is so funny, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I completely forgot to mention that happened.
That's the one thing that I brought to this particular segment.
That was perfect. Thank you for that.
Yes.
My face was hurting at a certain point. I forgot about all that shit. I think it'd be so funny to chop it up.
Yep.
And almost like with Malik specifically, I think we could record the audio for it.
Easy.
And then just send it to him.
Because the idea was, because at the high school graduation, there's like two people that will announce one name, the next name. And it was like, I could be one and you could be the other.
Yeah. I think that would be perfect, man. And we can like almost like think about it like as if we're like passing the books or whatever. Like
that would be fucking
and like one person is at the desk and then one person is like on the stage handing the diploma over.
Right.
Those are the two guys that are talking.
No. The two guys that are talking are just announcing.
Just announcing.
Yep. There could be a third like Klug in the back, like shaking everyone's hands.
And that would just be part of like the animation.
Yeah,
just like
there could be a part
they
where
never
like,
talk.
You're saying a name. It's like Ronnie Rubs. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yo, exactly. Be like.
The people at the podium get more and more skeptical of the name.
The part where he's like, yo, hold up. He says, Jigga Diggins. This can't be right. It's just like, hang on, it's just right. It's just like, and then just like almost like whisper, like where it's almost inaudible. Like, Digga Jiggins, no relation. Just like goes like almost like at the advice of someone else.
That's so fucking good.
Just like almost like double checks, like, is this a typo?
Right.
Just the writing of that is so
Richard
stupid
Rubs.
funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, that's why we got to write a movie, dude.
Yeah.
See, like little jokes like that added into a movie is just how you make like Judd Apatow films, dude.
Yeah.
Because what happens on Judd Apatow films, by the way, I started watching his masterclass. He's a legend, dude.
Oh, for sure.
He's a genius. And he's so fundamental. It's crazy. He just takes it to the level that you need to take it to be able to make movies.
Right.
But the ideas are so basic. And then basically the way he makes his films, he writes the scripts, and then gives the people the scripts, and they work on it for like 6 months or some shit like that. They become friends at all these table reads and shit.
Right.
And then at the table reads, they start rewriting the script as a group. So then basically they write the scripts into what becomes the final movie.
100% because everyone's laughing at the table just like this.
Exactly. And they're writing together
Right.
and they basically improv at the table reads and then they end up changing the script.
Dude, it's perfect.
And then they remember it at the table reads. So then when it comes to actually doing it in person, when it's time to like do the 58-day shoot, you're there because you remember the table reads.
100%. Yeah. That's why I think me, you, Klug, and probably Nicole's sister Kayla would be like a fucking dream team.
Dude, I would love to start getting into it for real. But let me get into this bit before we run out of time, dude.
All right, cool.
Oh my gosh. This is so much fun.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to be this much fun.
Too much fun. We could go for 4 hours.
Dude, we really could, dude. Oh man, I got to get bigger cards for the solo episodes. Instead of being shorter, they'll just be
the longest
3 hours
ones.
long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like if you're a real fan, you're gonna watch the solo eps, dude.
You're gonna love it too.
So I had a premise, dude. The sperm bank.
Okay, I'm with that.
So, you know, it's almost like you're scrolling on Craigslist looking for a gig, and then you see like donators wanted.
Yes.
You know, and it's almost like it's still like a situation where you can go in, do the thing, and then still like not get the job.
Got it. Okay, so you're trying out.
Yeah.
You're trying out.
Because basically like sperm bank is like, you're down bad.
Right. Okay.
Nobody's like doing well.
Yeah, you don't have doctors.
Yo, I should go like donate sperm.
Right. There's not any doctors and lawyers in line. It's a whole lot of fucking Circle K cashiers and shit. Okay. Yes. Yes.
So that's like the stigma that I want to play on.
All right. I'm with it.
Which is funny as fuck to begin with.
It is hilarious.
But I had a thing where I was thinking about saying, so I thought about donating. Come on, already? You're ruining my set. Didn't even let me get the fucking setup off.
All right, let's go. Let's get it.
All right. So I thought about donating sperm to a local sperm bank. Come on. Yo.
How am I supposed to stay serious? All right.
All right.
Should I just like act like I'm like
no, you know story? What? No, you do your thing. I'm gonna fucking go in.
Okay.
Fuck, dude. This is so funny.
I don't know how to do
I don't know. I'm gonna do this on stage. No way.
It's already the funniest story I've ever heard. You haven't even started. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I thought about donating to a sperm bank for some extra cash, and then just kind of like that alone. Pause. You know, and then just be like, but they rejected me, and then break. and then it's just like, apparently they're looking for future leaders, not struggling artists in need of rent money.
Oh God. Oh. I don't know why I'm dying so bad. I think that
maybe
was
it's
awesome.
not that funny. Maybe it's the tequila, but dude, I think the premise is funny at least.
Dude. I just like never had a friend like try a bit like that on me before, and I like couldn't control myself.
Dude, but we've talked about that for a long time, like doing like stand up and shit like that too, but
I want that clip so bad.
Dude.
I want that clip of you telling the sperm bank joke so bad. I want that.
Dude, I gotta cut it up though in the pod. I'm probably gonna add laugh tracks and shit.
That's all good.
Which is gonna be so
I
funny.
think it'll be funnier if you just let my natural reaction play. Because that was so fucking funny. Oh God, that was good. Should we do pet peeves before we wrap up?
Yes, please. Let me check the camera. Oh man, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that as like a thing. We're like, we just got to come up with one sketch or one bit a month. And maybe we can even get to a point where like if we can get the time management down a little bit better, we can like do one and one.
Dude,
like you come up with a bit, I come up with a bit, and then we just workshop it
I'll
together.
Be like, I'm fucking Jackie Taxon.
Yeah.
You're Robbie Glanderson.
And just do sketches live.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that would be
I
fun.
am a fucking dinosaur.
We come up with premises and then we work out we improv on it.
100%.
Yeah.
Just be like, I'm this person and I'm a fucking middle school dork and you are a middle school bully and this is where we go.
Yeah, for sure. And we like set the scene and we just kind of riff on it.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, so that'll be a segment for the next one.
100%.
We'll just like we'll get the timing down. We kind of just hung out on this one, which is exactly what I wanted.
That's what you wanted.
And it was so
the whole
much
thing.
fun.
That's what I was saying.
And like it's funny because
I'm drunk. I'll be honest,
dude. I'm drunk too.
It's all good.
But it was great because we were drinking. That was so fucking good, dude. That drink was amazing.
It was incredible,
dude. It just
Passionfruit tequila with
lime. Yeah,
and if you threw a little agave in, I mean. Not necessary, but could elevate.
Because of the passion fruit juice, I think there was like the right amount of sugar. So it was like sweet enough with the juice that like the bitterness of the alcohol gone.
Excellent.
And tequila is like the best one to drink.
I'm just upset I didn't get any coquito.
I'll have to make some more.
That's my favorite shit, dog.
Dude, I'll make you a
Did you watch that movie?
What movie?
That Puerto Rican Christmas movie.
Oh, dude, I watched it last year with my family. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I watched it again this year.
Yeah,
and
you told me that, dude.
A1.
Yo, what is it called again? Home for the Holidays?
Nothing like the holidays.
Nothing like the holidays.
Yep.
That's the one, dude. That was, I'll put the picture right here. But dude, that was a great ass movie and it did it so well. The writing was A1. Actors were incredible. So 100%.
Love that. One of my favorite Christmas movies for sure.
So for the last segment here, I want to start talking about pet peeves.
Shit that pisses us off.
Shit that pisses us off. Shit that everyone can kind of maybe relate to on a certain level because it's usually things about other people or things or yourself that you are annoyed by.
100%.
But so for pet peeves, what do you got for us today?
I got one that's on my mind a lot recently. And it's called the main character complex that I can't stand in a lot of folks. Obviously, right? We're all on Earth. We're all experiencing the human experience. We are the main characters in our own lives. But I think that a lot of people make the mistake of feeling like they are the main character also in everyone else's shit, right? And it comes off a lot in the way that you post, the way that you talk, the way that you treat other people. But I see a lot of folks, and it's an artist thing especially, where it's like artist is out here grinding, but like every post is so just like self-centered, egotistical, or every post is a fucking novel to read about. I was going through this and then I learned this, and then this year was the hardest year of my life. And then I go back to your story last year and it was, this year was the hardest year of my life and I did this. It's this main character complex and it bugs me to no end right now. And it's one of those things where like, remember, you're the main character in your own life. You're not the main character in everyone else's fucking life.
Yeah.
This ain't a movie.
You know, I 100% think that's the thing, man. And it's something that's happened with the past few years of, you know, social media and all of that. I think that's almost a place where people go to seek validation.
For sure.
And at the end of the day, that's what that is trying to seek validation that the story that's in your own head is also in other people's heads.
Right.
And to a certain degree, I think everyone can have respect for something or someone.
For sure.
There is something to be said about still having the main character thing to a certain degree because you're posting all the time and you're making sure you're out there.
You have
to.
But
then like dialing it back to a point where like you're still human.
100%.
And like putting yourself above the point of like
For
an
sure.
average person or putting yourself in, and I think that's kind of the point that you're making.
Definitely. And it's like if your page is just like only self-promotion at all times. There's not
Right.
even a moment where it's like I had a fucking dope meal, or like I bought some new shoes I like. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if every single thing
100%, man. Like the main character complex is something that I think a lot of people can understand without fully
for
understanding.
sure, because we're all the main characters in our own story.
Yeah,
But it's
but
the
we got to
fact-
remember, we got to be humble and still be human.
Exactly.
That's it.
And at the end of the day, not everything is about you. And the moment you realize everything is not about you, you're actually going to feel a whole lot fucking better.
Takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, where it's like people
Definitely.
feel the pressure to like feel like they need to be over the top to a certain degree to prove that to other people
Right.
and seek that validation.
For sure.
At the end of the day, I think it's seeking a validation, which is a toxic trait
For sure.
in my head.
Seeking validation versus finding peace.
Yeah, and well said, dude. Holy shit. Seeking validation versus finding peace within,
Mhm.
and I think that's the biggest thing, where it's just like understanding that like you are who you are for a reason, and you can see these people and like be like influenced and support them and like just
Yep.
be a part of a community, versus like trying to be like almost a little bit more above that, like I guess.
Yep.
And I think that's the difference with when it gets to a certain point though, with artists, they tend to, the bigger they are, they don't be on social media.
Right.
So it's just like what they do is they post and ghost, as
For
they
sure.
say.
Yeah.
So they'll go on for maybe a few minutes a day to at least post and like be influenced in a way where like they're posting
Yep.
like other, looking at other people, looking at their views, looking at all these things.
Exactly.
They don't do that, like they post the shit that they want to post, and then
Right.
they like maybe look at like all the things that they're following and like
Sure.
kind of like things that they're interested in,
And then log the fuck
then
off.
log the fuck off. They're not sitting there like refreshing. They're not looking
Yeah.
at like the views, and they're not looking at like
Right.
comments and all that stuff. Like it's irrelevant at
Yep.
that point. So it's almost like the weird in between is where a lot of
For
people
sure.
get stuck in,
For
where
sure.
they almost like they need to see this, they need to see the views, they need to
Right.
see the comments and all this stuff,
It's like then, yeah, for sure.
and to just survive. And that's when it becomes a little.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes.
My thing is like, if your
iffy.
story is just like a fucking novel, and it's like, today was the hardest day of my life. I went through this and I went through that, but I learned this.
Like just ranting.
It's the main character complex. Like I said, I
Hey.
hope I explained it decently enough. But
Hey, no, for
that's
sure.
something that is
We
pissing me
went-
off these days. Everyone needs to chill on that.
We went in on it. We
Yep.
went in on it. So well, let's just go one for one. Do you have another one?
No, that's all you.
Oh shit. Okay, because I have
500.
no. I mean, I started just writing them down, but I only have 4 right now. But
Do your favorite one.
Yeah, no, I was gonna do one small one and then like the big one.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just go with the first one. So something I started noticing recently is I've been editing a lot of podcasts of myself.
Right.
Over the last whatever months, 6 months or whatever we've been doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I edit all of them. So I spend hours and hours and hours listening to these things. And I notice sometimes I'll be listening to myself
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be like, just right there, super critical of my speech. And I hear myself saying the word like a lot.
Me too.
And I fucking hate it. And it's like my worst pet peeve about myself that's another New Year's resolution that I
Stop
kept
saying
tucked to the
like.
side. I want to stop saying like. And it's just like,
I say it a lot.
I just said
lot.
it. Fuck. But it's just, I just say it as like, as a filler word. And I notice it and I hate that I even brought it up.
No.
But it's, I wanted to put it out there on one of these solo episodes, and it might as well be the first one.
Might
'Cause
as
fuck
well.
it.
Stop
But,
saying like.
Stop saying
Yeah.
like.
I say
and
like
I probably
so
just
much.
said it.
I say like so much.
But-
And like I even like preparing for this, I was listening to old podcasts that I was on, and I was like, Man, I say like a lot. I
Yeah.
say it a ton. I
And
sound like
there's something to be said because some people overuse it and you can hear it. I actually listened to a couple clips on Instagram and it was these Valley Girls type-esque people.
Valley Girls.
And they were on a pod and they said like almost every other word. And I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way.
You just said like, thinking to myself, like.
I did. See? And that's crazy that it's become part of our vocabulary.
Yep.
And it's crazy now that I'm thinking about it. I don't want to say like.
I know. It's crazy. It's too hard. It's too hard.
All right.
We'll never get there.
That's one of my peeves.
Just say like.
Just say like.
That's what I'm going to say.
Fuck it. Because
that's my new hashtag.
Anybody
just say like.
Just say like.
Just say like.
Just say like. Hashtag just say like.
Just say like.
Right here.
It's all
hashtag
good.
Just say like. If you're listeners of the On Mars pod and if you listen this long, hashtag just say like.
Just
and
say
tag
like.
At MDRN Marcus. And
Marcus.
MDRN Harry. And Harry Mars _ on Instagram. And post something on your story. Because that shit is hilarious. We all probably say it and we don't realize it, but we all frickin' say it.
Yep.
So, but I just noticed because I've listened to myself a lot lately on pods, on my own pods, and realized how much I say the word like.
Trust me, I get it, bro.
So, fuck that.
Fuck that.
So that's a small one, but big one. But a big one that I've had the feeling about for a long time, but I've since detached myself from the personal effect of it anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's the biggest pet peeve of all time of mine.
People chewing.
That's it. How did you know? Chewing in my ear every time.
Yeah. All right. What is it?
No. So I hate that art is taken for granted by a lot of people.
Yes.
In the sense of basically just taking it for yourself and stealing it and just, screenshots and repost without like tagging and stuff like that. That alone is a big part of my big idea.
Yes.
The fact that that's like normal in our culture to just do is like, it's cool, but it's a problem for the people that created stuff.
Yes. So like on a personal level, I've got to a point, I had got to a point, when I met you, 8 years ago plus, where people would take my stuff and then not tag me or credit me at any, of any kind. Or like, just say that I was a part of anything. And that's something that's like been something that's happened to me on a lot of stuff as a creator. For sure.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that to a certain degree.
For sure.
But it's just one of my pet peeves, like that people do that stuff. And it's gotten crazier, especially in the year that we live in now.
For sure.
So like, there I go fucking saying like, but the people that you do it, it just almost seems as if it's fine to just not give credit. And that's the standard. And I wish that changed. And I feel for a lot of artists that like I see fighting for this shit. And I was once that person. And anytime I've had to do it recently, it's been on a very like, there we go.
Yeah.
Saying or like hitting them up and just being like, yo, I can like, can you please just do this or whatever and just tag me in it or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like I have to. That's one of the things that I need to personally disconnect from, and that was part of my New Year's resolution.
It is and it isn't, right? It's like you got to put up a fight for yourself, like if someone's like jacking you or whatever. But in terms of like feeling personally offended, yeah, I think both of those things can exist at the same exact time, to where you don't feel personally offended, but you have the right to ask for the proper credit or the proper compensation for whatever it is.
That's true, man. And I think that's that's it, where you have to be like understanding that this is your work and
sure.
you should be credited or compensated for that.
Right.
But at the same time, not taking personal offense to it, because it's art that they loved. And that's what I kind of try to resonate more with, is they loved it so much that they
Right.
wanted to share
They're
it.
fans, exactly.
And so that's,
and sometimes they might not know, like there's probably instances where it's like, oh, nothing, no harm, no foul, you know what I mean? And there's some people who are just like, people are going to think this is dope and I'm not going to credit, and I know exactly who I found it from or whatever. But yeah, I would say like not taking personal offense, while at the same time like being willing to like fight for your art and fight for what you do. Yeah, both those things can be true at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's all about like balancing that and being okay with it in your mind, because that's my biggest thing, where I get caught up and overthink shit all the time.
For sure.
And that's part of being like an introvert kind of person, where it's just like naturally I'm like introvert, but like can be social and stuff like that.
Right.
But
You're going to the party tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to the party tomorrow, bro.
Do you have a printer here?
No.
Damn.
I don't.
I need to find a printer tomorrow. Anyways.
Go to FedEx.
All right, cool. They're closed on Sundays.
Oh, they're closed?
Yeah, I gotta go to Staples. Damn. It's all good though.
They're not religious.
No.
But yeah, so like being an introvert kind of person, like I feel like that naturally plays into feeling that feeling of damn, like getting used and shit like
For
that.
sure.
But that's my peeve, man. I feel for anybody that like, and this goes for media altogether.
Right.
Like when people even like steal posts, where like you'll post something, and this goes for the people that run meme accounts. The people that run meme accounts, and they'll post something funny as fuck, and then a bigger account will screenshot their shit and then post it on their page.
Yep.
I'm looking at you, fuck Jerry.
Yep. Fuck Jerry. Chill out.
Chill out, dude.
We're coming after you.
Because you're part of the problem. Is what I'm saying.
I'll beat your ass.
Dude. I don't know about all that. We're not trying to start problems physically, man. You know what I'm saying? Just think about the people that you once were.
That's right. Fuck Jerry.
But we'll beat your ass.
Love it.
But that's Peeves, man, for this episode. And to close out, man, I wanted to give one last thing. Recommendations. I want to start doing recs, because there's a podcast I've been recently listening to, and I guess this can be one of my first recs. We Might Be Drunk with Mark Norman and Sam Morril, both comics in New York, and they're working material out constantly. They're doing specials. They got specials on Netflix. They got specials on these streamers.
Yeah,
they're killer guys on the scene, but they started a podcast together, and they basically just chop it up like this. And they give each other bits. They give each other just stories. They talk about news, and then they do this where they give recs. They do this thing. They even talk about the Peeves. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
But Peeves and recommendations, that's straight from We Might Be Drunk.
Got it.
Because I think that's such a cool concept to just like talk about that's just been bothering you, and then also things that have been inspiring you.
Sure.
It's almost like the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
What's annoying you, but also what's bringing you life.
Yeah.
So I want to start doing that. Recommendations. First off, you said you had an artist.
Oh yeah, for sure. His name's La Russell. He's a rapper. I think he's from Northern California. He's unbelievable. I think he's got an unbelievable message. Everything he posts has been, that guy, La Russell. He's unreal, dude. He does all these like shows. He's just like the independent king. Like everyone looks at Russ like he's the independent king. I think LaRussell's honestly the independent king. Everything he does all these shows in his own backyard at the pergola, but it's all about being independent, doing it your own way. His message is unreal. He just like, yeah, he doesn't fuck around. He's the real deal, but his music is hard as fuck. And then he does like all these like little private shows where it's like he pulls a real like violinist behind him and a piano player and backup singers and shit like that. Play keep going down. I mean, all of these are good. And then a lot of it's just like inspiring shit. Like go up, go up, go up, go up. Keep swinging. That's actually just him just inspiring real quick. But that shit's crazy, bro. He's so hard, bro.
Yo.
Super hard. And it's all so simple, right? Like none of his rhyme schemes or flows are like complex at all.
Yeah.
It's just like dope ass bars over and over.
Mixed on a dope ass beat.
Yeah,
too.
100%.
So, and I want to point something out here. Look at this. You see that?
Yeah,
see that?
He's quick to credit everybody.
This is cool. This is exactly what I mean.
He would never,
when I say
ever,
people
ever.
that don't do that, you're bugging. You're bugging.
He would never, ever, ever. That's what I'm saying. Like he's got the most integrity out of any rapper that I've seen, other than maybe Russ, like I said. But he's unbelievable. Backyard shows. Real musician shit. He'll take a beat like that and like put a violinist on it, and all of a sudden it's like the acoustic version. He's unbelievable. His message is crazy. He gives the fans the opportunity to like own parts of his song, like real ass ownership. So yeah, I really fuck with him a lot.
It seems like he just does it because he loves it.
For sure.
And I think that's the biggest
shit.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll do some shit in some like Lightning McQueen Disney Crocs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
not
dude.
worried about nothing.
Yeah, he's doing it in Crocs and camo right
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah,
with the
dude.
bunny ear beanie, like, dude,
yeah, for sure, dude. With the Donnie Darko on.
That's what I'm saying. He does not give a fuck. He's a bad motherfucker. So that's who's been inspiring me right now, this very second. Everything he does.
I'm gonna add
his most recent album is crazy, and the one before that was all like live instruments and shit, but it was cold, soulful, super cold.
Fuck yeah. I love that. I'm adding it to my stuff for sure. I fuck with anybody that's pushing for just doing it yourself. I feel like that's the motto we've always lived. So we gotta push that shit.
Yeah.
But so the recommendation that I got, bro, is I've been watching a lot of movies lately in almost like a research mentality.
Right.
Almost taking certain people that I fuck with. I'm gonna close that here so it's not moving. But there's certain people that I want to research, like directors,
for sure,
producers, and writers, and people that what movies did they have a part in, and kind of going into their discography in a way. So recently I've been on some Martin Scorsese, and Martin Scorsese obviously is one of the most legendary film producers and directors of all time. I recently watched The Wolf of Wall Street when I was first realizing I should deep dive.
Right.
And because I've seen that one before, but then I watched it from a research point of view versus just entertainment point of view.
Right.
But at the same time, it's obviously entertaining because that's such a funny movie. And I recently actually saw a post about like 1 year ago, or not 1 year ago, but like 10 years ago, I think what it was when that movie came out.
Damn, already?
Something like that. It was like there was a reunion or whatever, like came out this time so many years ago. But anyways, that was one of his best films of all time, in my opinion, for sure. But I went back and watched The Departed for the first time. Have you seen it?
I believe I have, yes.
So this movie has...
Can you...
Yes, I will look it up. Has Alec Baldwin, Mark Wahlberg, Leonardo DiCaprio. Jack Nicholson. Yeah, that's the main fucking guy. So Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg.
Damn, it's got 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, it's one of the best movies of all time.
Shit's hard.
And if you haven't seen it, if you're listening to this, go watch it. It's insane, and the writing is incredible. The dialogue is insane. The scene making is just top notch, and everybody is so good in it. Everybody in that acts in it is so good.
Hell yeah.
And they all went on to become, even more legends, because this was 2006, which is relatively early.
Right.
So it was all on film, and it was just done so well.
I gotta see that. I think Nicole's seen it. I might have even seen it. I'm gonna have to check, but if I haven't seen it, I'm gonna go watch it.
Definitely watch this. It's it's the main characters are Leonardo DiCaprio and Jack Nicholson. Those are the main guys.
That's a handsome cast right there.
Dude, no, they're great.
Handsome bunch of boys.
They're great, dude. A bunch of great actors and great writing and just top notch, man. Just top of the class.
So I recommend La Wrestle. You recommend The Departed.
Yes,
that's how it goes. All right,
that's
the Rex for the week.
Yes, let me check where we're at real quick. I want to look up a couple things and just rifle these off, because this was a funny. So this is the very last segment I forgot to add, but I want to do it real quick.
Let's do it.
So we got 5 minutes. We got the timer on right now, and it's basically Instagram, Instagram shit. I'm gonna start a new recording here that I found, and it's so fucking funny. Or we gotta just check these things out. So this is crazy. 2024 is already off to a freaky start. Look at this, bro.
What the fuck? Oh my goodness.
The fucking air mattress on.
She's got the Air Maxes on?
She's on the air mattress.
Who is this artist?
Dude, I have no idea. I don't even know.
It seems like people are there.
There's
air
a lot
mattress
of people
on the stage is crazy.
Dude, oh yeah.
And that's the thing, bro. That is crazy, but I seen it before. 2 years ago at the Mace Music Fest, I seen an air mattress on stage.
Dude. I can't do that. That's crazy. All right, moving on.
All right, shout out to these two. Shout out to the happy couple on that one.
So this one.
Oh, shit.
Pharrell struggling to park his new Tesla Cybertruck in Miami's design district.
Why are you dressed like that?
Well, I mean, he's a style icon, so
well,
he's wearing some Louis Vuitton sneakers probably. He's the main head designer of Louis. But anyways, so I think this is funny. The reason why I said this is because that shit is so fucking big that I didn't realize it was
Doesn't
so
it park
large.
itself? That's what I'm saying. He probably paid a pretty
Tesla.
penny for that shit. That shit should park itself. He probably doesn't know how to use the self-park features. Going on right there.
Maybe is what's going on there. It's pretty new, so maybe he's still figuring it out. But I thought it was just funny because
kind of crazy.
Oh shit! I don't know if I
it's
like
kind of crazy.
But yeah, I mean it is.
Like I get fashion, but like you're gonna tell me he's the best dressed?
No, he's not the best dressed, but he's got a style.
What is it?
I mean, what do you mean? I think it's. I don't know. I don't know if that's that bad. What's too bad about it? I think it's casual.
That's like some Britney Spears 1990s jeans.
I think he's ahead of his time. Because I really do feel like this is. I think this is a style like bell bottom style.
Yeah.
I think this is the style that's definitely coming back, and I don't think it should be slept on. I'm just gonna be on the record and say that I don't think it should be slept on.
Well, you know what? He gets it more than me, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a fit. But that picture is crazy.
You
but
saying
like
he's eating in this picture?
I wouldn't say he's eating in this picture.
He's not eating in that picture.
I would say he's like, just the outfit in general.
And I love Pharrell.
I think it's like, it's not bad. It's not crazy. But I think this is like going out to the store.
He kind of looks like Jada Pinkett Smith in this picture. I'll be completely honest with you.
It's just because of his facial expression. And it's funny because he was making that shit because someone probably had to get in that bitch and park it for him. And he's just like, fuck, I don't know how to do this shit. So just like he's laughing right here, like, yo, you guys are all here with these cameras.
From this point up, he looks fresh. He looks fresh there.
Yeah, but they're like, he's fresh, dude. Like, I mean, let's set the record straight. Pharrell is a fresh ass dude.
Oh, for sure.
So he is a trendsetter, always been a trendsetter. So I don't think that's ever gonna change.
Honestly, I think it that guy's best shredder. That guy's in a better fit than him.
You're funny, bro. I think.
So you see the pants on that fool? Come on now, this guy's
it
not
almost
playing
looks
around.
like Pharrell
Actually,
hit that
valet
dude.
guy or whatever, he's back there just fly.
Damn it, we got to wrap up.
All right, cool. It's all good.
All right, I had a couple other ones that were funny as fuck. Ah, man, I'll put them in post. But that one was just a good one. The Kmart ad. Oh, that's Wolf of Wall Street. All right, well, it's all good. We're all good. This has been a special episode. If I run out of tape on Marcus's, we still got a little bit of stuff on here on this camera. But go follow Marcus at Modern Marcus on Instagram, MDRN Marcus. Go follow this Modern. Follow at Harry Mars. Follow on Mars Pod. Love you so much. We will see you guys next week.
Love you guys. Peace.
Happy 2024, bitches. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon. And also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We'll see you next time on Mars.
What a fun time that was. There's a that friends with, and he will.
What does that mean?
Which means that he won't. To where you don't have to.
Dude.